Hang on, just a couple of technical difficulties here.
All right.
We're taking the afternoon off. It's a beautiful day for a ball game today. The fans are out to get a ticket or two. From Walla Washington to Kalamazoo. It's a beautiful day for a home run. But even a triple's okay. We're gonna cheer and boo and raise a hullabaloo at the ball game today.
All right, can everybody hear me all right? We're having a little bit of technical difficulties.
I can.
Okay, just waiting to see if everybody on YouTube can hear me. Somebody shout out, Carlos / somebody, Birdie, Clue. Yes, all right, fantastic. Welcome, everybody. It's opening day, season 2, the Field of Dreams Baseball League. I think I speak for everybody when I say season 1 was a huge success, a lot of fun, sucked away too much time from some of us, and I think all of us are looking forward to doing that again. We are going to play some opening day games. For those of you joining us, this first week, opening day, every team is going to be broadcast so that everybody can see their new team in action before we go too far in the season. So this will give us a chance to see a lot of the new players, and everybody should have some fun, get to see what their team looks like on the field. Nobody will be skipped. Everybody will be present to be able to see that. I'm joined in the studio right now with MV. MV, how you doing?
I am good, thank you. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing all right. Getting excited. Are you excited about the new season?
Yeah. As always, always. Everybody's got their new players, their new uniforms, and new flags. One or two of us are hanging up some pennants from last season.
There you go.
We're good to go. New rivalries, old rivalries, everything's set to go.
I will say that the shit talking has begun early for this new season.
I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. Well, MV obviously was our first inaugural season World Series champion. Fantastic series. We had 2 division series that went 7 games, and then the World Series went 7 games, and it was right down to the wire.
Real
So,
classics, real
MV,
classics.
they were fantastic. This is your chance to tell us all how brilliant you are. Go.
Oh, I'm a bit too shy for that. Come on.
Putting you on the spot there, MV.
No, I mean
Fantastic.
we were very lucky. I mean, Jamie's team put up a really good fight. Came down to 7 innings, went to the ninth inning. You know, it was anybody's game. A great throw from one Jeff Heath in left field, a bang bang play at home, and there was a double play. I mean, there was so much going on in that ninth inning. If anyone wants to go back and watch it, watch it. You know, if you're interested in joining the league, there's plenty of people that would point in the right direction. You know, it was good. I'm not overly confident this season. I wasn't overly confident last season. I'm just one of the pack. I'm just one of the guys. Just one of the guys.
Sure. Okay. All right. Well, congratulations. You did a fantastic job. That was a hard. I'll say that we played a great series, and then that series against Jamie, who also needs to be congratulated for the job he did. That was a lot of fun. I think everybody greatly enjoyed that whole thing.
Yeah.
All right, so we are going to kick it off. This is opening day. The very first game slated is the Chico's Manchester game. Now, normally broadcasters do not broadcast their own games. So what we've agreed to is nobody's going to be able to manage a game today, and then it'll be up to the next broadcaster how they want to handle that. But I want to try and get through 3 games so we can really highlight some teams and see some new players on the field. So MV and I have agreed that whatever our manager file does, we're going to go with it. We'll just hit yes and let it play itself out. And we're hoping that I'm hoping that George Foster doesn't end up on. Or I don't have Foster anymore.
No, you don't have him.
Yeah, hopefully Ichiro Suzuki doesn't end up on the mound for me. But we're ready to let's go ahead and get this kicked off. And welcome everybody. Let's do it. Let's have some baseball fun. You ready, MV?
I am indeed.
All right. We are going to, if you're watching, I'm going to just do the computer lineup, and I mean, I'm not gonna go that deep into it. If you see something wildly out, say something. But otherwise, like I said, I'm gonna let it go.
All is well.
All right, and off we go. All right, it's opening day here at Yankee Stadium, where Chico's, the Win Division champion, will match up against the World Series champion Manchester in opening day action. It's 63 degrees here at Yankee Stadium, and the wind is only blowing in from 1 mile an hour from left center field. And speaking of the shit talking, Clue said that this is season 2, and we're dwelling on MV winning last year's World Series. So there you go. All right, let's take a look at the visiting Chico's lineup. Got some new faces here in the lineup. Ichiro Suzuki will be leading it off. Frank Chance batting second. Vladimir Guerrero batting third. Rusty Greer comes into the team batting fourth. Greasy Neal batting fifth. Johnny Bench will be batting sixth. Snuffy Sternweiss seventh.
Woo!
Dave Concepcion will be batting eighth, and Heine Groh will be batting ninth. For the Manchester defense, Stan Musial in left field, Mickey Mantle in center field, Tony Gwynn in right field. First baseman George Sisler making his debut into the Field of Dreams seasons. Paul Molitor, second baseman. Ray Chapman, shortstop. Ken Keltner, third base. Elston Howard will be catching. And on the mound will be Kevin Appier, who MV just picked up in a recent trade. From the same team that I got Ichiro Suzuki from. So off we go. And I will say that I can already see that my lineup is not correct, but I am not going to worry about that. All right, the pitch to Suzuki, and he is struck out by Appier. So good start by Appier here. That brings up Frank Chance to the plate. And this is going to be a line drive down right field line to the corner, but it goes foul into the stands. So Chance will get another chance at it. Facing an 0-2 count. Wind and deliver. Oh, this is a hard hit ball. It's a home run. So Frank Chance with his first at bat of the season. Home run over left field wall in here in Yankee Stadium. Chico's up 1-0. 315-footer over left field wall. That brings up Vladimir Guerrero, the hard-hitting right fielder. Appier winds and delivers. This is a pop-up infield. Near second base, Chapman will come over, make the grab. That's the second out. That brings up Rusty Greer. He's the lefty facing off against the right-handed Appier. Here's the pitch. He gets walked. He gets a free pass. So Chico's with a base runner on first and 2 outs. That brings up Greasy Neal. Greasy Neal takes the pitch. He drives this one into left field, straight to Musial. Has to make a couple steps back to make that grab. That's the third out. We go to the bottom of 1. 1 run off of 1 hit, no errors. Let's take a look at the Manchester lineup. Leading off, second baseman Paul Molitor. That's batting second will be George Sisler. Right fielder Tony Gwynn will be batting third. Left fielder Stan Musial batting fourth. Mickey Mantle batting fifth. Ray Chapman will be batting sixth. In the 7th spot, Brian Downing. Elston Howard batting eighth. And Ken Keltner in the 9th spot. For the Chico's defense, we will see Rusty Greer in left field. Ichiro Suzuki in center field. Vladimir Guerrero in right field. Frank Chance at first. At second, and returning from last year's stolen base champion is Snuffy Sternweiss. Dave Concepcion will be shortstop. Heine Groh, seeing his first appearance here in the season at third base. Johnny Bench catching. And on the mound, Bernie Bolland. And off we go. All right, leading off for the Manchester Red Bolts is Paul Molitor.
Boxer, can I just ask something?
Absolutely.
Night Raven's trying to get into the league.
He's trying to get into the league?
Into the chat, sorry. Not into the chat, into the link. The link. Did you post it in the Discord?
Yeah.
Okay, no worries.
Wait, but we talk about the... Because we talk about the if we're talking about the YouTube link, it's already been posted in the announcements.
All right, I'll tell him. Thank you. That's it.
Okay. All right. And I've muted this thing so that to keep that from happening, but okay. All right. So that was a ground ball to Sternweiss at second, who threw that over to first for the first out. That brings up George Sisler. Big first baseman. This is a big gain for MV. Good draft pick here in the second season. That's going to be hit in the center field. That's going to be a ground. That's going to hit the ground before Suzuki can get to it for a single for Sisler. That'll bring up Tony Gwynn to the plate with Sisler on first, taking a good-sized lead. He's off and running. It's a hit and run. This gets into center field for a base hit. Sisler around second, makes it to third. Gwynn holds up at first. So Manchester with runners on the corners. Only one out. That brings Stan the Man Musial up to bat. Bolland from the stretch. Gwynn's off and running. It's a grounder to Chance at first. He'll pick it up, tag first. Sisler will come home. Gwynn will advance to second. So Red Bolts tie this game up quickly. Gwynn standing on second, 2 outs. Game all tied up at 1. That brings up my least favorite player of all time, Mickey Mantle. Not because I don't like Mickey Mantle, because I didn't like him last year in the series. And Bolland pitches to Mantle. It's a high fly ball to right field. Guerrero runs back to the track, makes the grab for the third out. We go to the top of 2 with 1 run off of 2 hits and no errors. We'll see bench Sternweiss and Concepcion for the Chicos Bales Bonds. Bench will lead it off. There's the windup. Bench with a hard hit into right center field. That'll get to the wall. Bench around first. He'll make it to second standing up. Bench with his first double of the game. That brings in MV's favorite player of all time, Snuffy Sternweiss.
I hate Snuffy Sternweiss.
Snuffy comes in. He was the leadoff batter last year, moved all the way down to 7th so far in this lineup. He'll take the pitch from Appier. And this is going to go into right field. Gwynn to the corner. Over his head. It's going to go off the wall. That'll bring Bench around third and home. Sternweiss with a triple.
I hate him.
Into the right corner. Fantastic start by Snuffy. Knocks in an RBI with his triple. Up comes Dave Concepcion, returning at shortstop. Here's the pitch to Concepcion. And this is going to get into right field. Gwynn he makes it catch at the corner near the foul line. Sternweiss makes the tag. He comes home. That's 2 runs scored this inning for Chicos. That brings up Heine grow. My ex-wife ate a lot of food, and I watched her Heine grow. Here's the pitch to Grow. It's a pop-up infield. Molitor at second will get under that for the grab. That's 2 outs. We go back to the top of the lineup. Ichiro Suzuki. Pitch to Suzuki. And this is going to get into left center field, but Musial gives chase. He gets under that in time. Great play by Musial. Has to make a hard run to get to that one. Makes the third out. We go to the bottom of 2. 2 runs off of 2 hits. Chicos 3, Red Bolts 1. For the Red Bolts, we'll see batters 6, 7, and 8. Batter 6 is the newly acquired Ray Chapman, playing shortstop. Pitch to Chapman. It's a grounder to first. He'll pick it. Chance picks it up, throws to Bolland, who's covering the bag for the first out. That brings up Brian Downing. He's designated hitter tonight for the Red Bolts. Facing 1 out. Here's the pitch. This is a hard hit to second baseman. Snuffy Sternweiss picks it up, throws a Chance. That's the second out. Elston Howard coming in the 8th spot. Returning for MV as the catcher. And this is going to get into right center field. That's a grounder. Howard legs it out to second, gets the double under the tag. So Elston Howard with a double to lead up for his first double of the season. End of the game. And that brings up Ken Keltner. There's the pitch to Keltner. He gets struck out for the third out. Down go the Red Bolts. No runs off of one hit. No errors. We go to the top of 3. That will bring Frank Chance up to the plate for the leadoff. Here's the wind and deliver from Appier. This is a hard hit. Frank Chance once again, another home run. That is 2 home runs by Frank Chance in one game at 2 at-bats. I wonder how long we can keep that streak going. Home run number 2. That's 306 feet over left field. Well, I think I found my star of the year. All right, that brings up Vladimir Guerrero. And we said we are going to go by the manager. So Southern, and I'm sure you probably would have done that anyways.
No, but it's okay.
All right. Well, we get to see all these different people. All right. So Guerrero draws the walk. You would have probably pulled out your pitcher though, right? Or no?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just felt like stuff wrong.
Right. I know you have your manager file set up for after 4. All right. This is a high fly ball by Greer into center field. Mantle with the catch. Guerrero will remain at first. There's 1 out. That brings up Greasy Neal. He's 0 for 1 so far in the game. Here's the pitch. He gets struck out for out number 2. That brings Johnny Bench to the plate. He's 1 for 1 tonight. Guerrero still standing on first. No threat to steal. Pitch from Southern. It's a high fly ball into left field. Musial runs. Oh, it's over Musial's head into the wall. So Bench with a stand-up double will drive Guerrero around second, third, and then into home for another score. So Bench at second now. An RBI double. The Chico's bail bonds are now up 5-1. Sternweiss steps up to the plate. He is 1 for 1. Here's the pitch to Sternweiss. He gets walked. So Chico's with runners on first and second. That brings up Dave Concepcion. He got walked. He flied it deep down the right field line. It was a sac fly his last at bat. And he gets walked. Okay. Well, I know we said no managing, but if you want to pull him, go ahead and pull him.
No, it's not leaving. It's too late now. It's okay.
Right. I don't want it to get ridiculous. You tell me when. He just walked in a run.
Leave it.
All right. That brings up Suzuki. Suzuki is 0 for 2 tonight, but the bases are full with 2 outs. Pitch from Southern. And this is a grounder to Chapman at short. He'll pick it up. Just an underhand toss to Molitor covering second. That'll be the third out. Chico score 3 runs off of 2 hits. No errors committed by the Red Bolts. We go to the bottom of 3. We will see the leadoff batter, Molitor, followed by Sisler and Gwynn for the Manchester Red Bolts. The pitch from Milland. It's a grounder to Concepcion. He has to come up to field that. He throws over to first. That's the first out. That brings up George Sisler. He's 1 for 1. He singled to center his last at bat. Here's the pitch to Sisler. And another hard shot to right field. Sisler rounds the bag. He's under the tag. A double for George Sisler. His first of the game. His first of the season. So Red Bolts have Sisler standing on second with only 1 out. Looking to get some runs back here to close this gap up. Tony Gwynn at the plate. And this is going to get into right field. Guerrero have to catch that off the bounce. Sisler advances to third but holds. Red Bolts runners on the corners, only 1 out. And that brings up Stan the Man Musial. Now the season that he was drafted from, he was batting a .365 average. So this could be a big shot, a big hit for Musial. Oh, he gets struck out by Milland. Unbelievable. Bernie strikes out Musial, but that brings up Mickey Mantle, who only batted a .275 in the season that he's from. With runners on the corners, Mantle looking to get something going here, and he gets struck out. So Bernie Milan comes through big with runners on the corners. Gets 2 strikeouts in a row. That'll end the inning. No runs off of 2 hits. No errors. We go to the top of 4. Chico's bail bond 6. Manchester Red Bolts 1.
I hate Frank Chance.
Frank Chance. What are the chances he'll hit another home run here? He digs in. He's 2 for 2, 2 home runs. And instead, he gets walked. Maybe the pitcher didn't want to see him get another home run. Okay, that brings up Guerrero. Chance with a big lead, but not stealing. It's a grounder to Sisler at first. He'll pick it up, cover the bag himself for the first out. Chance advances to second. There's 1 out. Rusty Greer strides to the plate. He is 0 for 1. He flied to deep center his last at bat. Here's the pitch to Greer. And that's a grounder into center field. Man will come up to get that one. Greer knocks in an RBI single. So Chico's really showing some hitting tonight. I may have to leave this lineup after all. That brings up Greasy Neal. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Greer standing on first, 1 out. Here's the pitch. And this is a deep fly ball to right field. Gwynn will track that down near the foul line. Greer has to retreat back to first. 2 outs for Chico's. Up comes Johnny Bench, who's 2 for 2. He doubled off the wall in the second and then doubled off the wall in the third. With a runner on first, the pitch to Bench. And this is going to be this looks like it's going foul territory. Chapman gives chase from shortstop. He gets to it in foul territory to make that catch for the third out. We go to the bottom of 4. We're going to see Chapman, Downing, and Howard for the Manchester Red Bolts. Chapman, who's 0 for 1, waiting for the pitch from Blond. Here's the pitch. And this is a hard shot in left field. Greer will chase this down right at the foul line to make the first out. Downing comes up 0 for 1. He grounded to second in his last appearance. And this is going deep into right center field. This looks like it might go. Oh, it's off the wall. Didn't clear the wall. That's a stand-up double for Downing. His first of the game, first of the season. Guerrero picks it up, throws it in. So Manchester once again with a runner on second. Only 1 out. Elston Howard, 1 for 1. Line to double. His last at bat in the second. And this is going to be a hard grounder to Chance. He'll pick it up, cover the bag. Downing will advance to third, where he'll hold. 2 outs. Brings up Ken Keltner. He's 0 for 1. Pitch to Keltner. And this is going to get over Sternweiss's head at second. That's going to be a single for Keltner. That'll drive in the RBI. Manchester scores 1. Gets 1 run back from the one that they just gave up. But they need to score some more. They're down by 5 still. Molitor comes up. It's the top of the lineup for Manchester. Molitor is 0 for 2. Ken Keltner still standing on first. The pitch from Belland. It's a dribbler to Concepcion. He has to come up to field this one. He picks it up, throws to Chance at first. That's the third out. We go to the top of 5. 1 run off of 2 hits and no errors. Sternweiss will lead this inning off. 7th in the rotation. And Mauser will now come in to pitch for the Red Bolts. Mauser delivers to Sternweiss. This is going to get into right field for a single by Molitor at second. Gwynn came up to pick it up. Sternweiss on first. He was a big stealer last year. We'll see how he does this year. Concepcion comes up to the plate. He had a sac fly in the second, then walked in the third. Sternweiss takes a big lead, but does not go anywhere. But it's another single into right field for Concepcion. So 2 singles into right field to start off for Chico's in this inning. Runners on first and second. No outs. That brings up Heine Groh, third baseman. He is 0 for 1. Facing off against Mauser. Here's the pitch for Mauser. It's a grounder to Keltner. He throws it over to Molitor covering second. Molitor fires to first. Sisler grabs it. That's a double play. Sternweiss advances to third where he has to hold up. 2 outs for Chico's. Runner on third. Ichiro Suzuki, comes up. He's 0 for 3 so far in this game. Here's the pitch to Suzuki. And this is going to get into right field for a base hit. So Suzuki gets his first base hit for the Chico's bail bonds, as a Chico's bail bondsman. Drives in the RBI. Frank Chance, 2 for 2, 2 home runs and a walk so far in this game. Suzuki with a big lead. Still didn't look like he was going to steal there. Chapman picks it up. It's a grounder to Chapman at short. He picks it up far as the Molitor to get Chance out running to second. That's the third out. We go to the bottom of 5. 1 run off of 3 hits. No errors. For Manchester, we're going to see Sisler, Gwynn, and Musial. Sisler is 2 for 2. He singled and then doubled in the third. Here's the pitch to Sisler. And his hit streak continues. This is going to be a get to a hard rope to left field. Greer can't get to it. He feels it off the bounce. That's hit number 3 for George Sisler today. Up comes Tony Gwynn, who's also 2 for 2. He lined a single in the first and single to right in the third. So this part of the lineup for Manchester is looking very good, but they need to drive some runs in here. And this is going to be a grounder to Concepcion. He throws it over to Sternweiss covering second. He'll fire to Chance at first. That's a double play. 2 outs for Manchester. That clears the bases. Up comes Stan the Man Musial, who is 0 for 2 so far in this game. Wind and deliver. And Musial gets walked. The free pass from Milan. Mickey Mantle 0 for 2. He struck out his last at bat, and in the first, he flied to deep right center. With Musial at first, and Musial looks like he's a hit and run, and this is going to get, a beautiful play by Sternweiss, a diving play to snag the ball, throwing from the ground to Chance at first. For the third out, we go to the top of 6, no runs off of 1 hit for Manchester, no errors committed by the Chicos. Top of 6, the score is Chicos 8, Red Bolts 2. Mauser remains on the mound. Guerrero comes up to the plate.
Dead ball!
And Guerrero gets hit.
That's right. That's the spirit. That's it.
If you're going to hit anybody, I thought it might have been Chance, but Guerrero's going to take that one for the team. That puts Guerrero on first. Greer, who's batting 1 for 2. And batting lefty against the right-handed Mauser. He's 4th in the lineup. Here's the pitch. It's a wild pitch. Howard cannot corral it in time. That sends Guerrero off to second. So no outs. Guerrero now standing on 2. Greer still at the plate facing a 1-2 pitch. Here he comes.
Dead ball!
And he gets
All right,
Mauser.
that's it. That's it.
Oh
Take him out.
boy, here
Take
this
them all
is
out.
the same shenanigans we saw by the Red Boat hooligans last season. That I don't know how many fights we had with that team, but here they come again. Greasy Neal up to the plate with runners on first and second. And Howard's going to go over and talk to Mauser, probably tell him to hit Neal a little harder than he did the last 2 people. And he gets walked. So Manchester's pitchers are really showing some problems tonight. Something MV's going to have to work on. The pitch to bench with bases loaded. This is a fly ball into left field. Musial will get over to his left to get that. Guerrero will tag. He does make the play. That was a fantastic play by Musial, by the way. He had to run over and to get that one in time before it hit the ground. The other 2 runners will hold at first and second, but he did drive in an RBI. Mauser is tired, so we have to assume the manager will pull him, and let's see what happens. And they're going to let him go, I guess. So Sternweiss with a fly ball into center field. Mantle has to race up to get that one. He does grab it. The runners will have to hold at first and second. 2 outs. And that brings up Dave Concepcion, who's 1 for 1. And in comes my other least favorite player on this team, Whitey Ford. Whitey Ford will face off against Concepcion. Here's the pitch. And this is going to be, over Chapman's head and shortstop into left field. Musial will come up to grab that one. That's going to make Greer will turn the corner and race home. So that's another run this inning. So the Chico's bail bonds have scored in every single inning through 6. Runners on first and second. Heine Groh up to the plate. He is 0 for 2 so far in this game. And this is going to get a hard grounder to Chapman, who has to run back and to his right to get that, but he does. Throws it over to Sisler at first for the third out. That's 2 runs off of 1 hit. Well, it was actually 2 hits if we count 3 hits if we count the 2 batters that were hit. We go to the bottom of 6, where we'll see Ray Chapman, shortstop for the Red Bolts, lead off. And here's the pitch from Bernie. And this is a hard grounder into left field. That's a single for Chapman. That brings Downing to the plate. Brian Downing is 1 for 2. He doubled off the wall in the 4th. Chapman with a big lead at first. Milan will look at him from the stretch.
Strike 3.
He strikes him out. So Downing goes down and strikes. That brings up Elston Howard, who's 1 for 2. Runner on first. Here's the pitch to Howard. This is going to get, a big high fly ball into right field. Guerrero doesn't really have to move. He's underneath that one for the second out. Chapman will stay at first. Ken Keltner, 1 for 2 in the game. Comes up to the plate. Chapman still on first, still taking a big lead. Milan from the stretch. Chapman's off. It was the hit and run. This is another deep fly ball into right field, but Guerrero's able to get that at the wall in right center. Great range there by Guerrero to make that third out. We go to the top of 7. There was no runs off of 1 hit. The score stands 10-2. Chico's over Manchester. Ichiro Suzuki, the leadoff batter for the Chico's bail bonds. Here's the pitch, and this is a pop-up, infield pop-up over to Keltner at third. He gets under that one for an easy out. Frank Chance, he's 2 for 3. He's got 2 home runs, a walk, and then he grounded to short. Pitch from Whitey Ford to Chance. This is another big fly ball in left field. Off the wall. So Chance with 2 home runs and a double in 1 game. Goodness gracious. I hope that continues this season. He will be my favorite player of all time. Guerrero up to the plate. He hits this into shallow left field. Musial has to run up to grab that one. That's the second out. Chance retreats back to second to hold. That brings up Rusty Greer. Rusty Greer was drafted by Chico's. Didn't expect to see much playing time, but with the shipment of Foster off to Chicago, he gets a solid hit to right center field for a double under the tag. That'll drive in an RBI. So Chico scores again here in the 7th. That's at least 1 run every inning so far. I don't think this is going to hold, but for the season, but boy, I sure hope so. Guerrero at second. Greasy Neal, a little dribbler. Chapman will come up and field that one. Throws it over to Sisler. Oh, it's a close play, but he's called out by the umpire. We go to the 7th inning stretch. All right. We've recently been joined by Beatles and Steve, who threw up the ceremonial pink hand for old time's sake. Thank you, Steve. And off we go to the bottom of 7. Batters 1, 2, and 3 for Manchester Red Bolts. That'll be Molitor, Sisler, Gwynn. Molitor, who is 0 for 3. Looking to get his first hit of the season. And this is going to left field. Greer has to come up for that one. He gets under that. Makes the grab. That's 1 out. Sisler, 3 for 3 in this game. He singled to center, doubled to right center, and then lined a single to left. So Sisler with 3 hits, looking to extend that. This has been a pretty good sectional lineup for the Manchester Red Bolts. This is just going to be a grounder. Concepcion who has to come over to his right to field. It's going to be a close play at first, but the umpire calls him out. He's not giving any ground to the runners over there on first base. That's 2 outs. That brings up Tony Gwynn, who's 2 for 3. Tony Gwynn lined a single to center in the first, single to right in the third, and then grounded to short in the 5th. The pitch from Belland. And Sternweiss will pick this one up. It's a grounder over to Chance at first. That's the 3rd out. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the top of 8, where we'll see Bench, Sternweiss, and Concepcion for Chico's. Bench, 2 for 3 in the game. The pitch from Whitey Ford. And this is a hard grounder to Keltner. He'll pick that up, fire across the diamond to Sisler for the first out. Sternweiss 2 for 3. Sternweiss tripled off the wall in the second, walked into third, grounded a single in the fifth, and then fly to shallow center in the sixth. His fifth at bat. And this is just be a dribbler to Chapman, who really has to cover some ground. Oh, he did not get to it in time. Sternweiss makes it to the bag. Chapman was unable to field. That's the third hit for Sternweiss today.
I hate Stuffy so
So Snuffy on first, but he's with the lefty pitcher. I doubt that he's going to try and steal. Concepcion comes up 2 for 2 today. There was talks of trade being thrown around with Concepcion, but it looks like he's going to stay probably for quite some time. Keltner picks this up off a grounder, throws it over to Molitor at second to get Sternweiss. Concepcion reaches first on a fielder's choice. 2 outs for Chicos. That brings in Heine Groh, who is 0 for 3, still hitless for the season. Here's the pitch from Whitey Ford. This is going to be hard to second. Chapman will pick it up and just run over to tag second base to get that lead runner out for the third out. We go to the bottom of 8. No runs off of 1 hit. No errors committed by the Red Bolts. We'll see Musial, Mantle, and Chapman. Can't help but once this lineup gets hitting this season, it's going to be a dangerous lineup. One I don't want to see for a long time. All right, this is a high fly ball into shallow center field. Suzuki will come up, make the grab. Musial goes down. That brings up Mickey Mantle, who's 0 for 3. Struggling a bit here in the first opening day game. The pitch from Belland. Walks Mickey Mantle. So Mickey Mantle draws a free pass. Ray Chapman comes up. He is 1 for 3. He grounded a single in the sixth between third and short. Mickey Mantle on first. Doesn't appear to be trying to steal here. He's staying close to the bag. Hard grounder to Groh at third. He'll fire over to Sternweiss at second. He'll turn and fire to first. That's a double play. We go to the top of the 9, where the game is 6 outs away from being over. Chicos 11, Red Bolts 2. We are at the top of the lineup for the Chicos bail bonds. Suzuki will lead it off. He's 1 for 5 in this game. And it's a grounder to Keltner at third. He picks it up, fires to Sisler. That's the first out. Frank Chance. We won't talk any more about Frank Chance, who's having a great day. Here's the pitch to Chance. He gets walked. That's his second walk of the day. That brings up Vladimir Guerrero, who is also hitless so far in the game. 0 for 3. Man on first, 1 out. Whitey Ford delivers. This is going to get over Chapman's head at shortstop for an into left center field for a single. Chance takes off to third and gets under the tag. Musial makes the throw, but not in time. So Guerrero standing at first, Chance at third. That'll bring up Rusty Greer, who's 2 for 3. Runners on the corners and only 1 out. Here's the pitch from Ford. And he strikes him out. So 2 outs now with runners on the corners. That brings up Greasy Neal, who's 0 for 4 in this game. Looking for his first hit. And we are going to allow Jason Bartlett to pinch hit. Not what I would have done, but that's the way it goes. Deep, high fly ball into left field. And that was caught at the corner for the third out. So we go to the bottom of 9 with 3 outs remaining. Manchester needs to make up 9 runs. They're going to try and do that with leading off with Brian Downing, batting 7th in the lineup. And they're bringing in a pinch hitter. And that is going to be a good call because that's over Sternweiss's head at second. Guerrero will come up and field that one. That's a base hit for Roberts. So coming in to pinch hit and Bip Roberts. You've got to love that name. Batting a solid 1,000 already this season. Elston Howard strolls to the plate. He's 1 for 3. Runner on first, no outs. Here's the pitch. And this is going to be a grounder to Concepcion. He'll fire over to Sternweiss. Sternweiss turns and fires to first. Chance gloves that one for the double play. So Manchester Red Bolts down to their last out. Ken Keltner, 9th batter of their lineup. Bernie seems to be going the distance here. He does. He strikes him out to end the game. Chicos 11, Red Bolts 2.
Good
and
game.
good game. I can't believe my team came alive hitting the way they did. That was a shocker. I'm not going to go over everything because we want to get through some more games. But Bernie Ballon did go the distance. For Manchester, we saw four pitchers: Apier, Southern, Mauser, and Ford. 11 runs for Chico's, 14 hits, 2 runs for Manchester, 10 hits, and off we go. All right, the next game on the docket is going to be Hadley Lake at Mid-Michigan. So I don't know. Let me see let me say hello to some people in the crowd here. All right, Clue was the first in the ballpark. Thank you, Clue. Hello, Bernie. Carlos is here. Slashed. Oh, Slashed, if you're still here, we're going to see your team right now. Who else we got? I saw Jamie's in. Hello, Jamie. Aaron Reed joining us. I know he just subscribed. Thank you for joining us, subscribing, Aaron. We're going to see your team right after this one. And Steve, of course, is here. Beatles joined us. I hope he's still around. And off we go into game 2, Hadley Lake at Mid-Michigan. MV, you want to stick around?
No, I'll drop off because but I will listen if anyone wants to come into the booth.
All right.
Thanks, Buckshot. Thank you.
Yep. Good game.
And I still hate those 2 players, particularly. It's gonna be a good season.
Good season. I hope so. All right.
I'm sure it will.
Well, thank you for joining us, MV.
You're
and once
welcome.
again, congratulations to the being the World Series champion in the inaugural season.
Yes.
And you got the big target on your back, my friend.
I've always got a target on my back, Buckshot.
Yeah, and it looked like you may have put the other team together that could compete again. So good luck to you. Good luck to you the rest of the way.
Yeah, you too, Buckshot. Take care.
Talk to you soon.
Take care, everybody.
All right, guys. So we're going to see the Hadley Lake Hammers face off against Mid-Michigan. Now, Mid-Michigan, let's get through this. All right, it's opening day here at Candlestick Park. Hadley Lake will face off against Mid-Michigan. Mort Cooper will start for Hadley Lake, and he'll be opposed by Bob Gibson. It's 67 degrees. The wind speed is 17 miles per hour out to left center field. So we could see some big hits in this game. Mid-Michigan was our one and only sewer series champion, which allowed them to get the first pick of the draft. And we're going to see who that is in just a minute. But first, we're going to see the lineup for Hadley Lake. Ty Cobb makes his appearance into the Field of Dreams here to start off the second season. He'll be followed at second batter by Robin Yount. George Brett, third. Batting fourth will be Bobby Veach. Rudy York will be batting fifth. Roger Maris batting sixth. Yogi Berra batting seventh. In the eighth spot, Ted Sizemore. And batting ninth, designated hitter Willie Keeler. Let's try that again. Say that 3 times fast. Off to Mid-Michigan defense. And there's Mid-Michigan's first round draft pick, Barry Bonds. And with this wind blowing out to left field, the way it's blowing, we may see some big hits by him. In center field, Curtis Granderson. In right field, Tony Canigliaro. I can't wait to pronounce all these names going forward. First baseman, Miguel Cabrera. Mike Andrews will be playing second base. Alan Treadmill Trammell will be at shortstop. Matt Williams will be covering the third base. Behind the plate catching will be Lance Parrish. And on the mound, Bob Gibson. Bob Gibson has a 2.85 ERA from the season he was drafted from. 15 wins, 13 losses. Off we go. All right, Ty Cobb making his first appearance. This is pretty exciting. Here in the Field of Dreams, Ty Cobb going to face off here against Bob Gibson. Let's get to the action. The pitch from Gibson to Cobb, and there you go. Leadoff single into right field. past Andrews at second. So Cobb comes in, starts off his first at bat with a single into right field. That brings up Robin Yount. Cobb with a big lead at first. Gibson will look at him from the stretch. Off goes Cobb, but it's a hit and run. Cabrera feels the grounder from Yount, covers the bag, throws to, well, that was the craziest play I ever seen. For some reason, Trammell took off to first, but whatever that was all about, Cobb makes it to second safely. Yount out on the ground ball to first. That brings up George Brett playing third base. He batted .329 in the average that he's from. He'll face off against Gibson. From the stretch, Cobb at second. This is going to get over Andrews' head at second base. Cobb will round third. Brett will round first. Cobb comes home, but Brett will hold at first, not deep enough for him to get a double. So Hadley Lake scores quickly here in the top of one. That brings up Bobby Leach. Bobby Leach, the left-hitting Bobby Leach facing off against Bob Gibson. George Brett standing on first. Doesn't seem to be taking a very big lead. Here's the pitch to Veach, and Veach goes down on strikes. That curveball caught the corner, left him looking kind of silly, didn't take the swing at it. That brings up Rudy York. 2 outs. Pitch to York, and he gets walked. So Gibson gives York the free walk. Hadley Lake now has York at first, Brett at second. Roger Maris steps up to the plate. He batted .283 in the season he came from. Facing 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Maris, and it's just a dribbler to second. Andrews will pick that up, throw it over to first. Cabrera makes that grab for the 3rd out. We go to the bottom of one. Two hits, 1 run, no errors. Ty Cobb makes his debut single and scores a run. Let's take a look at the lineup for Mid-Michigan. Leading them off will be Mike Andrews. Batting second, Barry Bonds, the big pickup that I know Slashed is proud of getting. Matt Williams will be batting third. Batting fourth in the cleanup spot, Jim Thome. Miguel Cabrera will be batting fifth. Curtis Granderson in the 6th spot. In the 7th spot will be Tony Canigliaro. In the 8th spot, Lance Parrish. And rounding out the lineup will be Alan Treadmill Trammell. For the Hadley Lake defense, we're going to see Bobby Veach in left field, Ty Cobb in center field, Roger Maris in right field. There's an outfield to be proud of. At first will be Rudy York. Second base, we'll see Ted Sizemore. Robin Yount at shortstop. George Brett covering the third base. Yogi Berra will be behind the plate catching. And on the mound, Mort Cooper. Mort Cooper comes in with a .230 ERA from the season. He was drafted, 21 wins, only 8 losses. So Cooper was on the mound to start here in opening day for the Hammers. He's going to face off against Mike Andrews. Second baseman Mike Andrews takes the pitch, and he gets struck out. So Cooper with a big start. He's now going to face off against Barry Bonds. And now we get to see Barry Bonds make his debut here in the Field of Dreams. He batted .312 in the season that he came from. He also hit 37 home runs. So let's see if he can match or exceed that amount.
Strike 3.
And he goes down on strike. So Cooper just struck out 2 big batters right there to lead off the first. So the Hammers owner, Will Toole, has got to be excited about this. All right. Up comes Matt Williams, who will now face off against Cooper. Winds and delivers the 0-1 pitch. And this is going to get into left center field. So Thrillers get their first hit of the game from Williams. He's standing on first. That brings up Jim Thome, the cleanup batter. He comes in batting .275 from the season he was drafted from. Williams with a big lead at first. Cooper looks at him from the stretch. Williams is
Strike
off.
three.
And that's a third strikeout. My goodness, Cooper with 3 strikeouts in the first inning. Down go the Thrillers. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 3 strikeouts. We go to the top of 2, where we're going to see Berra, Sizemore, and Keeler. Yogi Berra coming in 276 from the season he came from. And this is going to get into the right center field all the way to the wall. Berra just legs this out hard for a triple. My goodness, I think he was standing on third before Conigliaro even got to that ball. So a huge triple for the Hammers leading this off. This is an incredible start for the Hammers. That brings up Ted Sizemore. On the mound, delivers to Sizemore. He gets walked. So we have runners on first and third, no outs, and up comes Willie Keeler, the designated hitter for the Hammers. Here's the pitch from Gibson. And, it's a bunt. It's a sacrifice bunt. Gibson has to come off the mound to get that one. He throws over to first to get the batter, but Sizemore successfully advances to second off that sac bunt. That brings up Ty Cobb, who got a single into right field his last at bat. Runners on second and third. Pitch this to Cobb, and this is going to be a hard grounder to Cabrera. Oh, but that just goes foul. At the last minute, that goes into the foul territory. Cabrera grabs that one. Cobb will get another chance at this. He's facing the 0-2 pitch. So Gibson isn't playing around. He's throwing some strikes at him. And here's the pitch.
Strike three.
And he goes down on strike. So Cobb with a hit and a strikeout here in his first game. That brings up Robin Yount with 2 outs. Runners on second and third. The Hammers trying to extend their lead here. The runners are off. Gibson comes off the mound to field that grounder from Yount. Throws it over to first. And that's the third out. So down go the Hammers with 1 hit, no runs, and no errors. We go to the bottom of 2. We're going to see Cabrera, Granderson, and Conigliaro. Miguel Cabrera batted .324 in the season he's representing. Also had 34 home runs. So here's a grounder to Brett at third. He fires across the diamond to York. Cabrera's out. Granderson comes in. He also has 30 home runs from the season he's represented by. 249 average. No lack of home runs for this Thrillers team. Here's the pitch to Granderson, and he goes down on strikes. That's the 4th strikeout from Cooper in this game. That brings up right fielder Tony Conigliaro. He batted .255 in the season he came from with 20 home runs. Cooper
Dead ball.
pops him in the hip. So Cooper knocks, after striking out 4, decides just to hit the batter. Maybe lost a little bit of control there, but Conigliaro takes his base with 2 outs. That brings up catcher Lance Parrish. He also has 19 home runs from the season he represents. Conigliaro's off, and another strikeout by Cooper. That's 5 strikeouts through 2 innings by Cooper. So he's having a fantastic game. We go to the top of 3. Hadley Lake 1, Mid-Michigan 0. And we will see for the for Hadley Lake, we're going to see Brett, Veach, and York. Brett, 1 for 1, steps up to the plate. And it's a fly ball into shallow center field. Granderson has to come up hard to get that one, but he gets underneath that for the first out. And that brings up Bobby Veach. Bobby Veach, 0 for 1. Here's the pitch from Gibson. And this is going to get into right field. Conigliaro off the ground, off the bounce. Veach reaches first on a single. That brings up Rudy York to the plate. Rudy York was walked in the first inning. Veach standing on second, taking a sizable lead. Gibson fires over to first, but Veach gets back in time. So York still waiting for his first pitch from Gibson with that runner on first. Here's the pitch from Gibson. He strikes him out. So there's a strikeout from Gibson. That's his 3rd strikeout of the game. Now facing off against Roger Maris. Roger Maris 0 for 1 in the game. 2 outs. for the Hammers. And a runner on first. Here's the pitch. Veach is off. It's a grounder to Trammell at short, who throws over to Andrews at second. That's the third out. Down go the Hammers. No runs off of one hit. No errors committed by the Thrillers. We go to the bottom of 3, where we'll see Trammell, Andrews, and Bonds. Alan Trammell comes in, returning from last season. And he tries to get on with a bunt. York comes up off of first to get that, and Sizemore covers the bag from second. That's the first out. A little bit surprised that Trammell would try to reach on a bunt, but that's what the manager gave him. Now we go to the top of the lineup for Mid-Michigan, where we see Mike Andrews, who's 0 for 1 in the game. The pitch from Cooper. He gets walked. So Andrews draws the walk. That's the first walk from Cooper, who struck out 5 already. He's now going to face off against the hard-hitting Barry Bonds. So this game could take a quick turn here, depending on how Barry Bonds does. And that's going to get into center field for a base hit. So Bonds with his first single of the season. Bernie just told me that, that was Conigliero's first at-bat since the beating that caused him to miss the entire 1968 season, and he got hit by a pitch. There you go. Interesting. All right, so Mid-Michigan has a runner on first and second with only 1 out, trailing by 1, but in prime position here to tie this game up quick, maybe take a lead. Matt Williams, who's 1 for 1, lined a single last at bat. And this is going to be a grounder to Brett at third. He fires over to Sizemore. Sizemore fires to first. York will grab that one. That's a double play to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. We go off to the top of 4. We will see batters 7, 8, and 9. Batter 7 for the Hammers is Yogi Berra, who's 1 for 1, lined a triple to right center. Pitch from Gibson, and this is a fly ball into center field. Granderson runs up to grab that one, has to cover some ground, but he gets to it in time, has to dive to a sliding dive to get under that. Makes the great play to catch that. That's the first out. Ted Sizemore, who got walked in his first plate appearance of this game, steps up to the plate. The pitch, Gibson with his 4th strikeout of the game. So Gibson trying to match now, trying to catch up to Cooper with strikeouts, has 4 in the game. That brings in Willie Keeler. Willie Keeler, it's a hard shot into right field past Andrews at second. Conigliero comes up to grab that one, gets it back in. Keeler holds up at first. That's a single. We go to Ty Cobb, leading off the batting order for Hadley Lake. Cobb is 1 for 2. Gibson fires to first to try and get the runner who's taking the lead. Keeler is back safely, so he remains on first with 2 outs. Cobb waiting for the pitch from Gibson. From the stretch, the 0-2 pitch. Cobb with a high pop-up towards second. Andrews gets under this one. That's the third out. We go to the bottom of 4. For Mid-Michigan, we're going to see Tommy Cabrera and Granderson. Jim Tomey, he's 0 for 1 in the game. The pitch from Cooper, and he strikes him out. So that's the 6th strikeout from Cooper here in the bottom of 4. Now faces off against Miguel Cabrera. He grounded to third, back in the second. And he's grounded to short this time. Yount will pick that up. Fire over to York. That's the 2nd out. Curtis Granderson will come up to plate. He is 0 for 1. He struck out, one of Cooper's strikeouts. He fires to Granderson. This is a grounder to Sizemore, but Sizemore makes an error, unable to field that one. Granderson rounds first and gets all the way to second. All the way to second, right? Because Sizemore made an error at second. So Granderson gets to second base off that error. Excuse me for all that fumbling around. So with 2 outs, Mid-Michigan still trailing by 1, has that tying run on second here in the bottom of 4. Conigliaro will step up to the plate. He was hit by a pitch his last at bat. And we will see the pitch to Tony. This is going to be past Sizemore at second. Granderson is going to round third. Is he going to make? He makes it home. Maris cannot fire. He only brings it back into Sizemore at second. So an RBI single for Conigliaro will tie the game up here in the bottom of 4. Tony Conigliaro standing on first after that RBI single. That brings up Lance Parrish to the plate. He is 0 for 1. Cooper with 51 pitches under his belt. It's a grounder to Brett. He fires across the diamond to York. That's the third out, but not before the Thrillers are able to tie the game up with one run off of one hit, and there was because of that one error. We go to the top of 5 for Hammers. Yount, Brett, and Veach will be our batters. Gibson with already 77 pitches here in the top of 5. 4 strikeouts, 2 walks. Faces off against Yount. He's 0 for 2.
Ball.
He gets walks. That's the third walk issued by Bob Gibson. Yount standing on first. That brings up George Brett playing third base. He is 1 for 2 so far in the game. Yount staying close to the bag. Doesn't appear to be trying to steal here. Gibson delivers to Brett. And this is going to go into foul territory, into the stands. Congratulations, somebody's going home with a souvenir. Brett remains at the plate, facing the 0-2 pitch from Gibson. Gibson fires over to 1 to try and get Yount. Yount gets back in time. Brett still facing the 0-2 pitch from Gibson. Here it comes. And another foul ball into first baseline stands. Another pitch to Brett. And this one's going to be a high pop-up into center field. Granderson under that one. Yount retreats back to first. That's the first out. Hadley Lake will see Bobby Veach come up to the plate with a runner on first and 1 out. Veach is 1 for 2. Here's the pitch from Gibson. It's a grounder. Trammell comes up to get that one. He cannot fire to 2, so he fires over to 1, gets the batter, but Yount able to advance to second base. Hadley Lake now facing 2 outs with a runner on second. Rudy York, first baseman, steps up to the plate. He's 0 for 1. He struck out in the third, but he walked in the first. Bob Gibson, 92 pitches. And this is a deep fly ball into left field to the corner. Bonds near the wall, near that foul pole, makes that grab for the third out. That wind just not strong enough to carry that one out. We go to the bottom of 5. No runs, no hits, no errors. We're going to see batters 9, 1, and 2 for Mid-Michigan. That's Alan Trammell to lead off. He's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch. It's a grounder to York. He'll come up, field it, runs back to the bag, tags the bag himself. That's a 3 unassisted for the first out. Mike Andrews comes to the plate. Here's the pitch. And this is a grounder to shortstop. Yount has to come up to field that one in time at first. That's the second out. Barry Bonds struck out in the first, single to center in the third. Here's the pitch from Cooper to Barry. And this is a hard shot in the right center field. This will get down for a single. A rope over Sizemore's head at second. Bonds now standing on first. That brings up Matt Williams. Williams 1 for 2. Lined a single in the first. Cooper on the mound, looking over at Bonds, who's taking a very big lead at off the base there. Maybe looking to steal. Cooper delivers. Bonds is off and running. The throw from Barrett to second. He's not in time. Barry Bonds under that tag. Stolen base number 1 of the season for Barry Bonds. He is now at second base with Matt Williams still at the plate, facing those 2 outs. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Oh, this is a fly ball into left center. This is going to go deep and off the wall. Looked like it was going to be a home run, but it did not clear the wall. That is a stand-up double for Matt Williams. He drives in Barry Bonds from second base. Thrillers now leading by 1, 2-1 over the Hadley Lake Thrillers. I'm sorry, the Hadley Lake Hammers. We'll see Jim Thome stroll to the plate. He's 0 for 2. Here's the pitch.
Strike 3.
Thome, and he struck out. So 1 run off of 2 hits for the Thrillers. No errors by the Hammers. We go to the top of 6. Roger Maris will lead off this inning. He's 0 for 2. Gibson delivers. I pop up to second base. Andrews underneath that one makes an easy grab for the first out. Yogi Berra 1 for 2 comes up to the plate. Gibson with 97 pitches delivers the 0-1 pitch over Trammell's head. Berra with his second hit of the game. He's now on first with Ted Sizemore coming up to bat. Ted Sizemore 0 for 1, walked in the second, then struck out in the fourth. Yogi Berra on first, 1 out. Here's the pitch from Gibson. Strikes Sizemore. That's the second strikeout for Sizemore, and the fifth for Gibson. That brings up Willie Keeler. Willie Keeler is 1 for 1. He had a sac bunt in the second and then grounded a single between first and second at his next at bat. With a runner on first, Yogi Berra doesn't appear to be trying to steal, but he is off, and Keeler gets walked anyways. So on the 3-1 pitch, looked like Yogi Berra was taken off, but that is a walk. So runners on first and second here for the Hammers. Ty Cobb, the leadoff batter for the Hammers, is up to the plate. He's 1 for 3. Parrish will run out and talk to Gibson. Here's the pitch to Cobb. And this is going to go foul down first base line. So Cobb facing the 1-2 count. Here's the pitch. And Cobb goes down on strikes. So with runners on, Cobb struck out again. Big strikeout there to end that inning. No runs off of 1 hit, no errors. We go to the bottom of 6, where the Thrillers still lead the Hammers 2-1. For the Thrillers, we're going to see Cabrera, Granderson, and Conigliaro. Cabrera, 0 for 2. Takes the pitch from Cooper. This is a deep fly ball in center field. Off the wall. Cobb will get that off the carom. Cabrera with a stand-up double. That's double number 1 for Cabrera of the game. His first hit of the season. His first double of the season. Up comes Curtis Granderson, who's still 0 for 2. Cabrera second, no outs. Cooper delivers to Granderson and strikes him out. That's strikeout number 8 for Cooper here in the bottom of 6. 77 pitches, 8 strikeouts, only 1 walk. He now faces off against Tony Conigliaro, who was hit by a pitch in the second and then grounded a single in the fourth. There's the pitch, and he strikes him out. So strikeout number 9 for Cooper. Cooper having a fantastic day. He's only given up 6 hits, 2 runs, struck out 9 so far here in the bottom of 6. 82 pitches. Parrish with a deep fly ball into center field. Cobb back near the track, makes the grab. No runs off of 1 hit, no errors. We go to the top of 7. We're going to see Yount, Brett, and then Veach for Hadley Lake. Yount, 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. This is going to get to a grounder to Williams at third. He fires over to Cabrera for the out in time. That's 1 down. George Brett, who's 1 for 3, comes up to the plate. Gibson now with 120 pitches. This is a grounder to Trammell. He fires over to Cabrera in time. That's the second out. That brings up Bobby Veach, who's 1 for 3. Bobby Veach's last at bat, he grounded to short, but advanced Yount to second. Here's the pitch from Gibson to Veach, and this is going to be a rope into left field liner to Barry Bonds for the last out. And the 7th inning stretch will last for just a few more seconds, please. And we're back. So we go to bottom of 7, where we'll see Alan Trammell lead off. Then we'll go back to the top of the lineup. Andrews and Bonds. Treadmill, 0 for 2 in the game. Cooper with 84 pitches. Here's the pitch.
Ball.
And Tremmel gets walked. So Cooper with a leadoff walk here in the bottom of 7. Already down 2-1. That brings up Andrews. Andrews, who's 0 for 2 in the game. Here's the pitch. Tremmel's off. And here's the throw from Berra. But he's under the tag. That is stolen base number 1 of the season, of the game, end of the season for Alan Trammell. And we see Mike Andrews still at the plate, facing the 0-1 count. Runner on second, no outs. The pitch. And this is going to get into center field. Cobb will come up and grab it off the bounce. Tremmel holds up at third. He does not round the bag and come home. So runners on the corners for Barry Bonds, who's 2 for 3 in the game. Barry Bonds struck out his very first at-bat, but then he singled to center and then lined another single in the 5th inning with 2 on. We all know it's going to come sooner or later. Will this be the time? Here's the pitch to Bonds. This is going deep into right field, but not deep enough. Maris will catch this one near the corner. Tremmel will tag up. Maris throws it into Sizemore at cutoff. So that's an RBI sac fly for Barry Bonds. Andrews still on first, 1 out. Matt Williams up to plate. He's 2 for 3. Lined a single in the first, grounded to third in the third, and then doubled off the wall in the 5th. So Cooper with 94 pitches strikes out his 10th batter of the game. So with 98 pitches, he's striking out batters at a rate of 1 in less than every 10 pitches. That'll bring Jim Thome up to the plate. He is 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Will this be number 4 for Thome? Here's the pitch to Thome. It is not a strikeout. It's a grounder to York, who picks this up, covers the bag himself for the 3rd out. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. The Thrillers lead the Hammers 3-1. We go to the top of 8. We will see batters 5, 6, and 7 for the Hammers. That brings up Rudy York, who is 0 for 2 in the game. Ivan Rodriguez is coming in to play catcher for the Thrillers. And here's the pitch. York with a grounder to Williams at third, fires over to Cabrera. He gloves it for the 1st out. Roger Maris is 0 for 3 in the game. Gibson with 133 pitches, 6 strikeouts, but he has walked 4. Here's the pitch to Maris, and he just walks his 5th batter of the game. Okay, Gibson showing some fatigue here on the mound. Maris standing on first. That brings up Yogi. Yogi, who is 2 for 3. Lined a triple in the 2nd, fly to shallow in the 4th, and then singled to left in the 6th. Here's the pitch from Gibson. And this is a big high fly ball into center field. Granderson will come up to grab that one. Berra is out. Maris will hold at first. Gibson with 144 pitches, still on the mound. Sizemore comes up 0 for 2 with 2 outs and a runner on first. And Jose Lind will come in to pinch hit for Sizemore. So the pitch to Lind, and this is a pop-up to shortstop, traveling underneath that one. He makes the grab for the 3rd out. We go to the bottom of 8. The score is Thrillers 3, Hadley Lake 1. For the Thrillers, we're going to see Cabrera, Granderson, and Canigliaro. Cabrera 1 for 3 so far in the game. Cooper with 102 pitches. Here's the pitch to Cabrera. Fly ball into center field. Cobb has to retreat back for that one, and he does to make the grab for the 1st out. Curtis Granderson will come to the plate. He is 0 for 3 so far in the game. Cooper delivers to Granderson and walks him. So that's the 3rd walk rather for Cooper, who has struck out 10, 110 pitches. Will face off against Tony Canigliaro, who's 1 for 2. And Cooper fires over to first. Granderson gets back in time under the tag. He's safe back at first. Canigliaro still waiting for the pitch from Cooper. Granderson on first. Doesn't appear to be going anywhere. Here's a big fly ball in the center field. Cobb makes a few steps forward to grab that one. Granderson has to hold at 1. And that brings up Ivan Pudge Rodriguez making his return from season 1 for the Thrillers. But this will be his first at bat as he came in to relieve at catcher the last inning. And here's the pitch from Cooper to Pudge. Granderson is off and running. Berra fires. Not in time. Another stolen base. Berra unable to throw anybody out in this game so far. Stolen base number 1 for Curtis Granderson. Ivan Rodriguez facing the 0-1 pitch. Gets the free pass. So a free walk to Rodriguez. I guess Cooper wants to face off. He doesn't fear Allen, the treadmill. Here's the pitch, and it's a grounder to Yount rather, at short, who just underhands it to second base for the third out. So nothing came across there. 2 were left stranded. We go to the top of 9. Gibson still on the mound. Will face off against Willie Keeler. So the Hammers, trailing by 2, have 3 outs to make these 2 runs up. And in comes Willie McGee to play right field. So we're seeing some defense adjustments. Gibson pitches to Keeler and strikes him out. So the manager not taking out this fatigued Gibson, who strikes out another one, still looking good on the mound, now faces off against Ty Cobb, who's 1 for 4. But he has 2 strikeouts. And they're finally making a change on the mound. Mike Jackson will come in to relieve the mound. So Mike Jackson making his premiere appearance here in season 2. Facing off against Cobb. Strikes Cobb out for Cobb's 3rd. That's his hat trick. That's a hat trick for Cobb. 3 strikeouts in this game. That brings up Robin Yount. 2 outs. This is the last chance for the Hadley Lake Hammers to score 2 and keep this game going. But Yount goes down on strike. So a big save there for Jackson. The Thrillers win in the first game of the season, 3-1 over Hadley Lake. Let's take a quick look at the box score. Hadley Lake had 6 hits and 1 run, 1 error. Mid-Michigan, 7 hits, 3 runs, no errors. For Hadley Lake, Cooper went 8 innings, 123 pitches, 7 hits, 3 runs, 2 of those were earned, 4 walks, 10 strikeouts. For Mid-Michigan, Gibson went 8 1/3. He allowed 6 hits, 1 run, which was earned, 5 walks, 7 strikeouts. Jackson then came in to face the last 2 batters, where he struck them both out to end the game. Some notable hitting. Berra went 2 for 4 for Hadley Lake. Williams went 2 for 4 for Michigan. Bonds went 2 for 3 as well. The game MVP goes to Bob Gibson, who pitched a great game, only allowing that 1 run with 6 hits. So congratulations to Slashed for his first win of the season. Again, that was he had the number 1 draft pick. All right, we are going to autoplay St. Pete at Amazing for tonight. We'll see them. We will see those 2 teams. But we're going to go on to the next day here, where we are going to see Florence Firebirds take on the Vegas Stars. And off we go. All right, once again, opening day here at Dodger Stadium this time. Well, we'll see Florence Firebirds take on the Vegas Stars. Lalich will take the mound for Florence, and Tex Houston will take the mound for Vegas. It's 68 degrees with a wind speed of 15 miles per hour blowing in from right field. Gonna make it hard to hit some home runs into that wind. All right, let's take a look at Florence's lineup. Leading off for the Firebirds will be Barry Larkin. Batting second, Hal Morris. Batting third, Chet Lemon. Batting fourth, designated hitter Adam Dunn. In the fifth spot will be Ken Griffey Jr. Willie McCovey will be batting sixth. Batting seventh, Sal Bando. Brandon Phillips will be batting eighth. And Andy Semenick will be batting ninth for the Firebirds. For the Vegas defense, we've got Ryan Braun in left field, Cesar Cedeno in center field, Frank Robinson in right field. At first, we'll see Will Clark. Second, Davey Lopes. Shortstop, Larry Boa. At third base, Evan Longoria. Behind the plate, catching will be Jim Sundberg. And on the mound, starting for the Vegas Stars, will be Tex Houston, who comes in from his season with a 2.75 ERA, 20 wins, 11 losses. Off we go. So Houston on the mound will face off against Barry Larkin, who batted 279 in the season he came from. And the pitch to Larkin. This is a deep fly ball to left field. Braun will come up and grab that one. All right. And Aaron says, okay, Aaron, you may have to get with Clue or Steve if you feel there might be something wrong with your manager file. We'll try and fix that after this game. So maybe Clue or Steve can get with him and we can rectify that before we go any further into the season. But as it stands, that was how the manager lineup was sent in. All right. So Houston, we have one out for the Firebirds. That brings up Hal Morris. Hal Morris batting .335 from the season he came from. Houston delivers to Morris. And this is a long fly ball into right field. At the wall, Robinson will make that catch. Boy, that was just shy. Even in that strong wind, that was close to going out of right field. Up comes Chet Lemon. Chet Lemon batting .318 from the season he came from with 17 home runs. With 2 outs, he'll face off against Houston. Here's the pitch to Lemon. And this is a grounder to Boa at short. He fires over to Clark at first. That's the third out. We go to the bottom one. No runs, no hits, no errors. Let's take a look at the lineup for the Vegas Stars. Leading off, Cesar Cedeno. Second, Will Clark. Batting third, Ryan Braun. Batting fourth, and cleanup will be Frank Robinson. In the fifth spot, Davey Lopes. Batting sixth, Evan Longoria. Prince Fielder will be the designated hitter and batting seventh. Larry Boa will be batting eighth, and rounding out the lineup for the Stars will be Jim Sundberg. For the Florence defense, we will see Willie McCovey in left field, Chet Lemon in center field, Ken Griffey Jr. in right field. Hal Morris will be the first baseman. Brandon Phillips will be the second baseman. At shortstop, Barry Larkin. At third will be Sal Bando. Behind the plate catching will be Andy Semenick. And pitching tonight for the Florence Firebirds, Mickey Lalich. He comes in with a 3.14 ERA from his season, 19 wins, 11 losses. And Lalich takes the mound, and he'll face off against Cesar Cedeno, who comes in batting .279 from his season, returning from last year. The pitch, and oh my goodness, that was a hard grounder, but Lalich able to come off the mound to field that. Somehow fires over to first for the first out. An amazing play by Lalich off the mound. That was a hard hit. That brings up Will Clark, who batted .329 in the season he comes from. Here's the pitch from Lalich. And a high fly ball into center field. Lemon towards the track. Catches it just shy of the track for the second out. Ryan Braun. He batted .320 in the season he came from with 32 home runs. Steps up to the plate. Here's the 2-2 pitch, and it's a grounder into right field past Morris at first. Oh, they're going to charge Phillips with a poor play. They said Phillips should have gotten to that ball. Not an error, but it got by him for a single. So Braun, his first single of the season. End of the game, of course. Runner on first, 2 outs. Frank Robinson batting .342 average from his season with 39 home runs. Facing the 2 outs. Here's the pitch from Braun is off and running. Here's the fire from Seminick to Phillips. Under the tag is Ryan Braun for stolen base number 1. So now Braun stands at second with 2 outs. Robinson with the 0-1 pitch. Here's the pitch from Lalich. Deep fly ball into center field. Lemon retreats to his right to get that one just shy of the track for the 3rd out. So no runs off of 1 hit, no errors. We go to the top of 2. For the Firebirds, we're going to see Dunn, Griffey, and McCovey. Dunn with a .264 average from his season and 40 home runs.
Track 3.
Gets struck out here by Tex Houston, who now faces off against Ken Griffey Jr. Ken Griffey Jr. batting .277 from his season and 30 home runs. Another team with lots of home runs under their names. He gets struck out. So Houston with 2 big strikeouts to lead off the top of 2. Up comes Willie McCovey. He batted .293 in his season with 20 home runs. There's the pitch from Houston. And oh my goodness, what a shot. Deep into right. This ball is gone. So Willie McCovey with a solo shot home run, 393 feet over right field wall. Frank Robbins could do nothing but watch that one go over his head. That was about the hardest hit. Oh, forget it. Anyways, it was a good damn shot. That'll bring up Sal Bando to the plate. He batted .250 in his season with 17 home runs. Florence Firebirds leading by 1. There's the pitch to Bando. He strikes him out. So Tex Houston, 3 big strikeouts in the inning, but he gives up a huge solo shot home run. That was 1 hit, 1 run, no errors. The Firebirds lead this going into the bottom of 2. For Vegas, we will see Lopes, Longoria, and Fielder. The pitch to Lopes. And this is going to get into center field for a base hit. Lemon will come up and field that one off the ground. Get it into the cutoff man. Lopes standing on first. Evan Longoria comes up to the plate. He batted .281 in his season he came from with 33 home runs. Lopes with a huge leadoff. Even though we got a left-hander on the mound, we're going to see what happens here. Lalich fires to 1, but Lopes gets back in time under the tag. He's safe at first. Longoria is still waiting for his first pitch. Here it comes. Lopes is off and running, and they're not even going to try and get him out. They're going to give him that bag for free. Stolen base number 1 of the game, end of the season for Davey Lopes. Still no outs. Runner on second. Longoria with a 1-0 count against him. Here's the pitch. This is going to get past Seminick. Wild pitch. That allows Lopes to get to third. So now the Vegas Stars have their tying run on third base with no outs. Evan Longoria with a 2-0 count. Here's the pitch from Lalich. And a hard grounder. Larkin comes over to his left hard to get that one. Makes the throw to first, but Lopes is able to lope his way into home to tie the game up. So 1 out. That brings up Prince Fielder. Prince Fielder batted .299 average for his season, had 46 home runs on 141 RBIs. Came from Chico's. Good luck to Fielder. Good luck to Bernie with him. He did not pass the muster in the Tropicana. For the pitch to Fielder. And it's a fly ball towards right field. Off the wall. Griffey will pick that one up off the wall. So Prince Fielder with a stand-up double. His first of the season. 1 out. Fielder on second. We're we're seeing some good hitting here by this Vegas Stars. This is a dangerous lineup. Larry Boa, the shortstop, comes up, batted .280 in his season. Fielder on second, only one out. Here's the pitch from Lalich. Fielder's off. He's going to steal third. The throw to Bando. He was caught stealing. I don't really know what's going on in Fielder. He did that last year with Chico's in the playoffs. And, yeah, Fielder trying to steal all these bases. Rumbling, bumbling, stumbling, rolling, whatever he's doing. He's trying to get around those bases as quick as he can, but not quick enough. So 2 outs now for the Vegas Stars. Larry Boa facing the 0-1 pitch. And it's a bunt. Lalich will come up, field that one off the mound, fires over to Phillips at first for the 3rd out. And off we go to the top of 3. The game is all knotted up, 1-1. For the Firebirds, we're going to see Phillips and then catcher Seminick wrap back around to the top of the lineup. Larkin. Brandon Phillips batted .276 in the season he came from with 20 home runs. Here's the pitch, and this is a deep fly ball into right field. Robinson near the foul line, off the dirt, in the track to catch that one. Big fly ball there. That brings up catcher Andy Seminick. He batted .239 in his season. He's off against Houston, and that's a grounder into left center field over Boa's head. So Seminick with a leadoff with his first single of the season, rather, not leadoff, but for his first season single. 1 out, runner on first, and we go back to the top of the lineup for the Florence Firebirds. That's going to be Barry Larkin, who is 0 for 1, fly to left center, his first at bat. Seminick with a big leadoff of first. Here's the pitch. And this is going to be a high fly ball left field. Braun has to go back. He's not going to get to it in time. That's off the wall. Seminick rounds third. He comes home. That's the leading run right there. Barry Larkin with a RBI double. Florence Firebirds scores a run here in the top of 3, takes the lead again over the Vegas Stars 2-1. With only 1 out, Larkin stands on second base. That brings up Hal Morris. Hal Morris 0 for 1, fly to deep right center in the first. The pitch from Houston strikes him out. Down he goes. So 2 outs now for Florence with Larkin standing on second. That'll bring up Chet Lemon. He's batting 3rd in the lineup, .318 for the season. He's 0 for 1 tonight. Looking to get Larkin home. Larkin's off, and that's a strikeout. So down go the Florence Firebirds, but not before they can score one run off of 2 hits. No errors committed by the Vegas Stars. We're off to the bottom of 3. We're going to see Sundberg go back to the top of the lineup for Cesar Cedeno, and then Clark. Lalich still on the mound he delivers the 1-2 pitch and strikes out Sundberg. So Lalich with his first strikeout of the game here in the bottom of 3. Will now face off against Cesar Cedeno, who is 0 for 1. He grounded to the pitcher. And it's the pitch. And no, hot shot down first base line. Griffey will fire to second. Okay, Cedeno is in safely for his double, but I believe he got injured on that slide. Yes, Cedeno injured. They're carting him off the field. So we're going to see who they bring in here to pinch run for him. That'll bring up Will Clark as the trainers attend to Cesar Cedeno. And Lalich fires back to try and get the runner at second, which is, Jacoby Ellsbury. So Jacoby Ellsbury comes in for the injured Cedeno. He's standing on second now. Takes a big lead here off of second base with 1 out. Clark at the plate. Here's the pitch. High fly ball into left field. Center field. Lemon retreats back to get it. Ellsbury comes back to second. Unable to tag and advance to third. Will remain at second base. So 2 outs now for the Vegas Stars. That brings up Ryan Braun, who is 1 for 1. Ryan Braun grounded a single between first and second in the first inning. Here's the pitch from Louch. Ellsbury's off. Ryan Braun, this is going to get down into center field. Ellsbury's going to round third. Lemon is not going to make the throw home. He throws it to Larkin at cutoff. Braun with an RBI single. The game is once again tied up. That brings up Frank Robinson, who's 0 for 1. Ryan Braun at second. Here's the pitch from Lalich. He strikes out Frank Robinson to end that inning. 1 run came in off of 2 hits. There were no errors committed. We go to the top of the 4. Florence has 3 hits and 2 runs. Vegas Stars have 5 hits and 2 runs. For Florence, we're going to see Dunn, Griffey, and McCovey. The pitch from Houston to Dunn. It's a 2-2 pitch. He strikes him out. He was fooled. It says he was fooled on that one. Caught the outside corner. He didn't even swing. Ken Griffey comes up 0 for 1. Tex Houston gets the call from Sundberg. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Oh, a hard grounder into right field. Past Lopes at second base. Robinson comes up to field that. Another poor play by Davey Lopes. I'm sorry, the first poor play by Davey Lopes. My apologies. Not an error, so it was a base hit. Ken Griffey now at first with 1 out. That brings up Willie McCovey. As we know, Willie McCovey hit that solo shot homer, his last at bat, into that hard wind coming in from right field, no less. All right, here's the 1-1 pitch to McCovey. This is a pop-up to Lopes at second. He gets under that one for the second out. Sal Bando comes up. He's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch from Houston. He gets walked. So Florence with runners on first and second and 2 outs. That brings up Brandon Phillips, the second baseman. He's 0 for 1. He fly deep down the right field line. His last at bat, and it's a grounder to Bo at short. He'll pick this up, fire all the way to first. Clark makes that grab. That's the third out. No runs off of 1 hit. No errors. There were 2 stranded because 1 got walked. We go to the bottom of 4. We're going to see Lopes, Longoria, and Fielder for the Vegas Stars. Lopes is 1 for 1. He lined a single in the second. Here's the pitch to Lopes. Oh, a deep fly ball to right field. Griffey back and near the track to make that grab. Nice running grab by Ken Griffey Jr. for that out. That'll bring in Evan Longoria, who's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch, the 1-0 pitch. And this is deep into left field. McCovey, oh, this is going to be close. It's off the wall. Longoria with a stand-up double. McCovey will get this to throw it into third base to make sure Evan Longoria does not advance there. But Longoria with a big double off the left field wall near the foul line. Longoria stands at second. Fielder, who's 1 for 1, doubled his last at bat, comes up to the plate. 1 out for the Vegas Stars. Game still knotted at 2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Oh, and Fielder gets, they're just going to get, well, it was a 2-2 pitch, but I guess they decided to walk him after that, which is kind of strange. But now Fielder on first, Longoria on second. Up comes Larry Boa. I can't say I blame the manager for giving Fielder the pass there to face off against Larry Boa. Larry Boa, who is 0 for 1, takes the pitch from Lalich, and he gets struck out. So good call by that manager to put Fielder on and face off against Boa. In comes catcher Jim Sundberg. He's 0 for 1 in the game. He struck out in the third. So Lalich might be able to get out of this one. 2 runners on, 2 outs. The pitch, the 3 full count to Sundberg, strikes him out to end the inning. What a big play there to end that inning for Lalich. Vegas Stars, no runs off of 1 hit, no errors. Boy, Lalich really bared down to get him out of that one. We go to the top of 5, where the score is Florence Firebirds 2, Vegas Stars 2. Tex Houston to remain on the mound here in the top of 5. Has 63 pitches under his name so far. 6 strikeouts, 1 walk. Will face off against catcher Semenick, who's going to lead off this inning for Florence. He is 1 for 1. Line a single to left center. Here's the pitch from Houston, and he strikes him out. So we're getting some strikeouts here from both these pitchers tonight. That's the 7th strikeout from Tex. We go to the top of the order for Florence. Barry Larkin, shortstop, comes in to the plate. 1 for 2. Here's the pitch from Tex, and this is a hard. Tex Houston comes off the mound on a hard shot to field that one. Throws over to first. That's the 2nd out. Boy, the pitchers are making some great plays off the mound in this game. We now will see Hal Morris come to the plate. He's 0 for 2. 1-1 pitch. Deep into center field. This is going back, but Ellsbury near the track to make that grab. Boy, he covered some ground to get to that one. That's the 3rd out. The Firebirds go down. No runs, no hits, no errors committed by the Stars. We go to the bottom of 5, where we'll see the top of the lineup for Vegas: Ellsbury, Clark, and Braun. Jacoby Ellsbury came in for the injured Cesar Cedeno, who got injured sliding into second. He's going to see his first plate appearance, and he gets walked for his first plate appearance here in the season. That brings up Will Clark, who's 0 for 2. Ellsbury with a big lead, once again, with a left-handed pitcher, and Vegas Stars taking some big leads over there at first, and off he goes. The throw to Larkin, but Ellsbury under the tag. That's a stolen base. All right, so Clark with a 1-0 pitch. Ellsbury steals that base. Here's the pitch from Lalich. Hard shot down right field line into foul territory. Griffey unable to get to that one. Clark will get another shot at this. 1-1 pitch. And it's a grounder to Bando. He'll come up and field that one. Throw it over to Morris. This is going to be a close play at first. He's out, but Ellsbury takes off to third and makes it in safely. Unable to throw that back and get that tag. So Ellsbury now with 1 out stands on third base. That brings up Ryan Braun, who's 2 for 2. Ryan Braun grounded a single and then lined a single up the middle. Let's see what the manager does here. Lalich pitches to Braun, and this is a fly ball. Lemon has to come up to grab this one in the shallow center. Ellsbury's goes back to tag, but it is not deep enough to score that runner, so that is not going to be a sac fly for Braun. That brings up Frank Robinson. Frank Robinson struck out to end the inning last time. He had some runners in scoring positions. And here's the pitch to Frank Robinson. He strikes out again. That's his 2nd strikeout of the night. We go off to the bottom, to the top of 6 with no hits, no runs, and no errors. For Florence, we're going to see batters 3, 4, and 5. Leading off will be Chet Lemon, who is 0 for 2. Houston delivers the Lemon. This is a deep fly ball to left field. Braun at the wall makes a huge grab. Boy, looked like it was going to go there for a minute. Braun caught that one at the wall. Big out. 1 out for Florence. We're going to see Adam Dunn, who's also 0 for 2. He struck out his 2 plate appearances. But Houston delivers to Dunn, and that's his 3rd hat trick for Dunn. 3 strikeouts. He's not going to be happy tonight after this game. 2 outs now for Florence. We see Ken Griffey, who's 1 for 2. He struck out in the 2nd, then grounded a single in the 4th. Tex Houston with 79 pitches so far. 8 strikeouts. The 3-1 pitch. Up to the mound. Houston grabs that at the mound, throws over to Clark. That's the 3rd out. We go to the bottom of 6. No runs, no hits, no errors. Florence went down 1-2-3, but there was a big hit there to left field. Very close. For the Vegas Stars, here in the bottom of 6, we're going to see Lopes, Longoria, and Fielder. Lopes is 1 for 2. Lalich hits him. So Lopes gets the free base. He's hit by pitch. Hit right in the midsection by Lalich. Lalich with 83 pitches so far in this game. Will face off now against Evan Longoria, who's 1 for 2. Lopes, big lead at first. He does not go. This is a deep fly ball left field. McCovey makes the grab in foul territory near the stands. Boy, that was deep into foul territory. Big out for McCovey. Lopes still at first. Fielder comes in now 1-for-1. 1 out. Lalich looking for a grounder. Oh, he throws over to first. Lopes back in time. He'll remain on first. Lopes looking for the ground ball double play here. Here's the pitch to Fielder. He strikes Fielder out. So that'll bring Boa up. Boa, who struck out his last plate appearance. Lalich has 93 pitches so far in this game, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks. Lopes still on first, 2 outs. Boa 0 for 2. Lalich over to first. Lopes back, safe again. Here's the pitch from Lalich, the 0-2 pitch. Oh, this is a deep fly ball left field. McCovey has to go back towards the wall. He makes the catch at the track for the 3rd out. So down go the Vegas Stars. 2 big hits in the left field. They go down, no runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner was left on because he got hit by the pitch. To the top of 7, we see McCovey, Bando, and Phillips for the Florence Firebirds. McCovey is 1 for 2. His last at bat was a pop-up to second base. The first pitch is fired into shallow right field. Robinson makes a hard run and then a slide to catch that. Boy, that was close. What a hard, he covered a lot of ground to get to that one. That was really shallow, but he was able to get to it. That brings up Sal Bando, who's 0 for 1. Struck out in the 2nd, walked in the 4th. Houston delivers to Bando, and this is into center field. Ellsbury back and to the right. He runs and covers a lot of ground to make another great play. 2 big great plays for that outfield for Vegas Stars. Up comes Brandon Phillips, who's 0 for 2 to the game. Houston with 88 pitches now. 8 strikeouts. Here's the pitch to Phillips. This is into left center field. This is pretty high and deep. This could be, oh no, not gone. It's off the wall. A big, easy stand-up double for Phillips. Braun will get that one off the wall, throws it back in to cut off Brandon Phillips with his first double of the game and of the season. He stands on second with 2 outs. Andy Semenuk, who led off his first at-bat with a single and then struck out in the 5th, has an opportunity to drive in an RBI and take it, but he gets struck out. We go to the bottom of 7. It's a 7th inning stretch. All right, so here in the bottom of 7 for the Vegas Stars, we're going to see Sundberg back to the top of the lineup, Ellsbury, and Clark. Sundberg is 0 for 2 in the game. Lalich remains on the mound with 96 pitches, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks. Okay, let's get this pitch going here. There we go, the pitch. It's a 2-1 pitch. Oh, a hard shot down first baseline all the way to the wall. Griffey will have to chase after that one. Sundberg rounding second, heading for 3. Griffey fires to third. Sundberg makes it in safe for a triple. Sundberg, his first triple of the game and of the season, to lead off the bottom of 7. So Vegas with the lead runner at third. The game is still knotted up, 2-2. That brings up Jacoby Ellsbury, who was walked in the 5th. There's the pitch from Lalich to Ellsbury, and it's a grounder. Phillips to second base will pick that up, fire to first, but Sundberg able to advance home. That's the lead run. The Vegas Stars go up 3-2 here in the bottom of 7. Will Clark steps up to the plate. He's 0 for 3. And he will wait for the pitch from Lalich. Here's the full count.
Ball 4.
And he gets walked on the full count. So Clark with a walk, standing on first. That brings up Ryan Braun, who's 2 for 3. The pitch to Braun. Clark's off and running. Another throw from Semenick to second, but Clark's under that one. Another stolen base by the Vegas Stars. I know Bernie loves his speed. He's got to love all these stolen bases he's getting. Clark now stands at 2 with 1 out. Braun with the 1-2 pitch. And a fly ball into left field. McCovey back towards the track. He makes the grab. Clark retreats to second. He's able to tag up because it's deep enough and advance to third. So Clark now stands on third with 2 outs. Frank Robinson, who flied to deep left and then struck out twice, comes up to the plate. Lalich down with 115 pitches to his name in this game. Gives Frank Robinson, well, that's interesting. Frank Robinson, who really has not done much tonight, gets the free pass from Lalich. I guess the manager said didn't want to take his chances of him being due. Decides to face off against Davey Lopes. So that puts runners on the corners with 2 outs. Lopes is 1 for 2. And this is going to be into center field. Lemon to his left makes the grab for the 3rd out. So the manager making the correct call there to get them out of that inning. But 1 run scored off of 1 hit. No errors. The Stars now lead the Firebirds 3-2. Firebirds have 5 hits in the game and 2 runs. Vegas Stars have 7 hits, 2 runs. The Stars have left 8 on base. The Firebirds have left 4. Larkin will lead off for the Firebirds here in the top of 8. And Juan Gonzalez is going to come in to play left field for Ryan Braun. Here's the pitch, the 1-0 pitch. Oh, wow. Larkin with a grounder to third. Longoria is not able to get to that in time. Oh, they're going to charge Evan Longoria with an error on that. So Larkin reaches first on an error. So the tying run for the Firebirds is standing on first. Hal Morris will come up. Larkin with a big lead. Looks like he might try and steal here. Oh, Houston fires to first. Larkin back in time. He'll remain on first. Still taking a big lead there off of first base. Here's the pitch. Nope, Larkin doesn't go anywhere. Oh, this is going to get into center field for a base hit. So Morris with a single. Larkin's off to 3. Oh, this is going to be a close play at third. Larkin caught stealing. Ellsbury fired to Longoria. Longoria puts the tag down and gets him out. What a huge mistake there for Larkin to get that first out. Boy, that's tough. Morris now standing on first, the only base runner, with Chet Lemon coming up to bat. Lemon, who is 0 for 3. They need to get a run scored here to tie this game up. He gets struck out. That'll bring up Adam Dunn. Adam Dunn, who's 0 for 3. And 2 outs now for the Firebirds. Here's the pitch. Morris is off. Oh, this is a big hit into right field. Oh, a liner to Robinson, who makes the grab. Boy, that was a hard hit. Straight to Robinson for the out. Down go the Firebirds. 1 hit, no runs, 1 error. We go off to the bottom of 8. Longoria, Fielder, and Boa will all be at bat here for the Vegas Stars in the bottom of 8. Lalich with 124 pitches already in this game. 6 strikeouts, 4 walks. Seems to want to remain on the mound. The manager going over. Strikes out Longoria. So that was his 7th strikeout of the game. Lalich looking pretty good here. He's now going to face off against Fielder, who's 1 for 2. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and he strikes him out. So 2 big strikeouts against 2 big hitters for Lalich here in the bottom of 8. Now faces off against Larry Boa. Larry Boa, who's 0 for 3. Here's the pitch. 1-1 pitch. It's a grounder to Larkin at short. He ranges to his right to grab that. Fires over to Morris in time. That's the 3rd out. We go to the top of the 9th. No runs, no hits, no errors. The Vegas Stars went down 1, 2, 3. The two biggest hitters with strikeouts. Florence Firebirds are down to their last 3 outs to try and tie up this game, trailing by 1. It's been a pretty even match. Both the Florence Firebirds have 6 hits and 2 runs. Vegas Stars have 1 more hit and 1 more run, 7 hits, 3 runs. The difference being the Vegas Stars have left more on the bag. And Houston will remain. Tex with 104 pitches will face off against Ken Griffey Jr. He's 1 for 3. Looking to get on base here. And this is not going to do it. It's a grounder to Clark. He throws underhanded to Houston, who's covering the bag off the mound for the first out. McCovey, 1 for 3, comes up to the plate. Here's the 0-2 pitch, and he goes down on strikes. That's the 11th strikeout for Tex Houston in this game. And that brings up Sal Bando, who is 0 for 2 so far in the game, facing 2 outs, trailing by 1. Here is, they're going to call time and bring Brett Boone in to pinch hit. Here's the pitch to Boone. It's a 0-2 pitch to Longoria. Makes a fantastic play at third. Boy, that was hard. It looked like it was going to get by, but Longoria able to backhand that. Throws over to first. That's the game. The Vegas Stars 3, the Florence Firebirds 2. What a fantastic game. That was as close as it can get. Let's take a look at the box scores. 6 hits, 2 runs for Florence, 7 hits, 3 runs for Vegas. Vegas was the only team to make an error in the game. For Florence, Lalich pitched a full 8 innings, allowed 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned, 4 walks, 8 strikeouts. For Vegas, Houston went 9 full innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned. He did allow that 1 home run, walked 1, but struck out 11. What a great game for both pitchers. Braun went 2 for 4 in the game for the Stars. Let's see who they're going to give the MVP to. Well, what a shocker. Tex Houston. I don't know why he deserved it. But now he pitched a fantastic game. So congratulations to Bernie. I know Bernie loved watching all those stolen bases. He loves his speed. So great job for both teams. Florence looked a lot better. And I think they're going to see some great games from them this season. All right. We've gone 2 hours. I don't know how many people we have watching. And I don't know if y'all want to see. I might be able to do one more if everybody wants to see one more, or we can call this and send it off to Bernie. I know Bernie's going to take it tomorrow. I'll wait and see if anybody wants to comment. If everybody is interested in one more game, or have you all seen enough for this evening? All right. Well, there we go. Clue wants a quadruple header. Slash just saying play, play. All right. Well, then we'll go off to one more. Let's see. I want to definitely leave Bernie with some good games here. What are we going to watch? What can we watch? I'm going to let Bernie, because it's his division. We're going to let Bernie do the Canada-Chicago game. I think that'll be a good game for him to call. Or Bernie, if you have a particular game here you want to call, let me know, and I'll make sure I don't do that one if it's not that one. I have an idea which one I was going to pick, but Bernie, if you're there, give me an idea which game you want to call tomorrow. Bernie? Is Bernie there? Is Bernie in the chat still? Anybody know? All right. Well, World's Worst is saying, Sean is saying Hagerstown. That's true. They are fun to watch. I was thinking about the Tampa Bay Carpathian game. I know Jamie was in here and Beatles was in here. If they're still in here, I think I'd like to do that one. All right. So Bernie is going to take that Canada-Chicago game. I had a feeling he might want to do that one. So I'm going to go ahead and do Tampa Bay Carpathian because both owners have at least made an appearance. They might both still be in here. I think Jamie is still in here. So let's take a look at his team. Oh, good. We get to see Lincecum. Okay, there we go. And here we go. All right, we are here at Forbes Field, where Tampa Bay travels all the way to the Carpathian Mountains to face off against the Wolves. Tim Lincecum will get the start for Tampa, and John Candelaria. Oh boy, between him and Candelaria, whatever. This is gonna be a fun night for me. All right, it's 65 degrees, wind speed 12 miles per hour from left to right. Let's get to the game.
Play ball.
That's what I just said. For the visiting Tampa Bay Deluge Dodgers, we see Bobby Grich leading off. Sisto Lezcano batting second. Batting third, Matt Kemp. Don Baylor will bat fourth. Designated hitter Frank Howard will bat fifth. In the sixth spot, Duke Sims. Bill Madlock batting seventh. Mark Teixeira batting eighth. And closing out the lineup will be Maury Wills. For the Carpathian defense, we're going to see Moises Alou in left, Cy Seymour in center, Dave Parker in right field. At first, Willie Stargell. At second will be Phil Garner. Leo Cardenas will be the shortstop. Tommy Leach at third. And Mike Napoli will be behind the plate catching. And then we got on the mound, John Candelaria, who had a 2.34 ERA, 20 wins, 5 losses from the season that he comes from. So Tampa Bay facing off a very good pitcher. All right, let's get to the game. And here's the 0-2 pitch. And that's a strikeout. So Grich, and I apologize, Grich was the leadoff batter. I didn't go through his number, so I'll try to remember to get to them. That takes us to Sisto Lezcano, who comes in with a 321 from his season that he represents in 28 home runs. Candelaria winds and delivers. Oh, this is going deep into left field. Over Alou's head, off the wall. He'll get it off the bounce, throw it to third. Sisto with a stand-up double here in the top of one. That brings up Matt Kemp, who batted 297 in the season he comes from. 26 home runs with a runner on second and one out. Here's from the stretch, and this is going to get in left field for a hit. Lezcano will get to third. He is not going to have enough time to round third and come home. That was not deep enough, but a solid hit by Kemp gives him the single, puts runners on first and third with only one out. Don Baylor batted 296 in the season that he represents with 36 home runs. And the pitch. Kemp takes off to second, and they're just going to let him have it. That is a stolen base. Defensive indifference. They didn't care. Let him have it. One out. Runners on second and third. Don Baylor facing the 0-1 pitch. And this is going to get into left center. Seymour will come over to grab that one. Lezcano will come home. Kemp will advance to third. Baylor with an RBI single. Runner still on the corners with one out. Frank Howard comes up, batting a 296 average from his season with 31 home runs. From the stretch, Candelaria delivers to Howard. This is to, oh, wow, what a fantastic play by Leach. He makes the grab off the ground and throws to Garner, who throws to first. It's a double play to end the inning. Wow. But Tampa Bay scored one run off of a single to take the lead in the first, 1-0. We go to the bottom of one. Let's take a look at the Wolves lineup. Leading off, center fielder Cy Seymour. Tommy Leach will be batting second. Moises Alou Batting third, Dave Parker will clean up. Willie Stargell will be in the 5th spot. In the 6th spot, Phil Garner. Batting 7th, Mike Napoli. Batting 8th, Leo Cardenas. And Manny Sanguian will be batting 9th. For the Tampa Bay defense, in left field, we have Don Baylor, Matt Kemp in center field, and in right field, Sixto Lezcano. Mark Teixeira on first, Bobby Grich on second, shortstop, Maury Wills. At third, Bill Madlock. Behind the plate, catching, is Duke Sims. And on the mound, Tim Lincecum. Tim Lincecum with a .248 average from the season he represents. 15 wins, 7 losses. Another great pitcher on the mound. What an opening day we're seeing today. He's going to face off first against Cy Seymour, who batted a .377 average in the season he comes from. Only 8 home runs. The reason being he's a dead ball batter, and they didn't hit a lot of home runs back then. That's the reason they called it dead ball. But Seymour goes down on strikes, so that .377 average not helping him here against Lincecum. Tommy Leach comes to the plate. He's batting .298 from the season he comes from. He'll face off against Lincecum. And this is going to be a grounder to Wills at short, who fires over to Teixeira for the second out. That'll bring up Moises Alou. Moises Alou with a .339 average from his season, 22 home runs. Let's come with the pitch, 3-2 pitch. Oh, a hard shot down left field line, all the way to the wall. Alou, this is a close play, and Alou under the tag at second. So Alou gets a double, his first double of the game, end of the season. So with 2 outs, Moises Alou gets a big double. He's standing on 2. That brings up Dave Parker. Dave Parker batted .310 in his season with 25 home runs. The lefty faces off against right-handed Lincecum. There's the pitch. And this is going to get into center field, and that's down for a base hit. Alou will round 3. The game is all knotted up. Parker with an RBI single to tie up the game. So Parker stands on first with 2 outs. Willie Stargell comes up to the plate. Another lefty for Tim Lincecum to face off against. Stargell batted .274 in the season he comes from, with 35 RBIs and 13 home runs. Lincecum over to first. Parker makes it back in time. He's safe back at first. Takes a little bit bigger lead here now off of first base. Here is the 2-1 pitch. Parker looks like he's off. This is a big fly ball up in a shallow right field. That's the third out. We go to the top of 2. There was 2 hits and 1 run. No errors for Tampa. We're going to see Sims, Madlock, and Teixeira. Duke Sims, the catcher, batted .236 with 18 home runs from the season he comes from. Wow, what a shot in the right field. Parker gives chase into foul territory at the wall. What a big catch for the first out. That brings up Bill Madlock. Madlock with a .302 average and 12 home runs from his season he comes from. And Ilaria pitches. Madlock. This is going to get into left center field. Alou will come over to grab that one off the ground. Madlock with a single. 1 out. That brings up Mark Teixeira. Mark Teixeira with a .306 average and 30 home runs from his season, with a runner on first. Only 1 out. Madlock's off and running. Napoli throws to second, and Madlock is caught stealing. So a big throw from Napoli to catch the runner trying to steal second base. Mark Teixeira still stands there at the plate facing the 0-1 pitch. The 0-1 count, I'm sorry. Cardenas will come up, field that one, throw it over to Stargell. That'll be the third out. We go to the bottom of 2. 1 hit, no runs, no errors. For the Wolves, we're going to see Garner, Napoli, and Cardenas. Phil Garner, second baseman, comes in with a .293 average and 11 home runs from his season. Lincecum fires. A bunt by Garner. Sims will come up from behind the plate to field that one and get it to 1 in time for the first out. That brings up Mike Napoli, the catcher for the Wolves, who batted .272 with 20 home runs from his season.
Strike three.
He gets struck out. So no swing. That was look. He thought it was going to be out of the zone. Lincecum catches the zone though, and gets him looking. So Leo Cardenas, shortstop for the Wolves, comes up 280 from his season,
Strike three.
and he goes down on strike. So a big strikeout there for Lincecum. Takes us to the top of 3. No runs, no hits, no errors. The Wolves went down 1, 2, 3. We go to the top of 3. Maury Wills comes in with a .299 average from his season. Here's the pitch to Wills. Fly ball into right field. Parker comes up, makes the grab. That's 1 out. Bobby Grich. He had .294 from the season that he came from and 30 home runs. So a big leadoff man for Tampa at the top of their order. Grich struck out in the first. Takes the pitch from Candelaria. This is into deep left field, but Moises Alou makes the grab in foul territory near the fence. That was a big grab by Moises to get that second out. That'll bring up Lezcano. Lezcano, who's 1 for 1, doubled off the wall in the first. Here's the pitch, and this is another deep fly ball. And that's the second grab by Moises Alou at the exact same spot, 2 batters in a row, deep into left foul territory near the fence. So great plays by Moises Alou to cover all that ground and grab those balls. All right, so for the Wolves, we're going to the bottom of 3, and we're going to see Manny Sanguin. Then we go back to the top of the lineup for Seymour and Leach. Manny batted .275 in the season he came from. Here's the pitch to Manny. This is a big deep fly ball to center field. Matt Kemp retreats and makes the grab. Big catch by Kemp for the first out. We go back to the top of the order for Carpathian. Cy Seymour, who struck out his first at bat. Here's the pitch. And this is going to get into right center field over Grich's head. So Seymour with his first hit of the season and of the game. Runner on first, 1 out. Tommy Leach. Tommy Leach is 0 for 1 in the game. Lincecum fires over to 1 to try and get Seymour, but Seymour makes it back in time. Seymour still stands on first. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Seymour's off and running. It was the hit and run. The ball was hit back to the mound. Lincecum able to field that one, throws it over to first for the out. Seymour advances to 2. Fantastic play by Tim Lincecum off that hard hit right back to the mound. So Moises Alou, who is 1 for 1, has a runner on second, facing 2 outs from Lincecum. And Alou gets walked. So Lincecum gives up his first walk of the game to Moises Alou to face off against Dave Parker, who's a 1 for 1. He's singled to center. Runners at first and second with 2 outs. Lincecum from the stretch. Oh, this is a shot into right field. And okay, we got to see what happened there. That was a great play. I think he caught that one. He did catch that one to end the game, end that inning rather. Wow, what a lot of ground he covered to make that catch. Lezcano with a huge grab to end that inning. That looked like it was going to be gone, but wow, big play there to end that inning. We go to the top of 4. The game is all knotted up 1-1. Tampa with 4 hits, the Wolves with 3. Leading off for Tampa, Matt Kemp. He's 1 for 1 in the game. And this is going to be his second hit of the game. Past Parker. Kemp rounds 2. Stand up. He's on his way to 3. The fire from Parker to Leach. Kemp makes it in for a triple. Big, huge hit. Got past Parker in right field. What a solid shot from Kemp to lead off this top of the 4th. Don Baylor will come in with that leading run standing on third and no outs. Don Baylor's also 1 for 1, single to left center. Pitch to Baylor. This is a deep fly ball to left field. Moises Alou has to take a few steps back to make that grab. Kemp will tag up. It was deep enough to get him home. Tampa takes the lead with that run, 2-1. Frank Howard grounded to third. The pitch to Howard. This is going to get into center field over second base. A single for Howard with only 1 out. That brings up Duke Sims. Duke Sims 0 for 1. Howard with a sizable lead at first. Candelaria does not throw over. Strikes out Sims. Goes for the batter. Strikes him out. Leaving Howard still on first. And facing off now against Bill Madlock, who's 1 for 1. Bill Madlock lined a single between third and short in the second inning. His first plate appearance of the game. Here's the pitch to Madlock. This is also going to go to second base, but Cardenas is going to be able to field this one. Throw to Stargell at first for the third out. So Tampa scores a run off of 2 hits. There were no errors. We go to the bottom of 4. Tampa 2, Wolves 1. Tim Lincecum will face off against Stargell, who will lead off for the Wolves here in the bottom of 4. Stargell 0 for 1. Lincecum delivers, strikes him out. Big, huge swing and a miss for Willie Stargell. He now will face off against Garner. Phil Garner is 0 for 1. Tim Lincecum with 62 pitches here in the 4th. Oh, big shot to right field. This is going to get down for a base hit. Lezcano will come up and field that one. But Garner now standing on first with that hit. That was the 4th hit of the game now for the Wolves. Have a runner on first with 1 out. Mike Napoli, the catcher, comes to the plate. 0 for 1. Lincecum over to first. Garner back in time. Pitcher's doing trying to do a lot of pickoffs, not being able to get it over there. So Garner still on first, taking a pretty sizable lead. Here is the 0-2 pitch to Napoli. Oh, a big shot into left field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Garner makes it to second, not deep enough to get him to third. So with 1 out, the Carpathian Wolves have a runner on first and second. And Leo Cardenas is up to bat. Here's the pitch. He strikes him out. That was the second out. That's the second out of the inning. So runners still standing on first and second. Manny Sanguin comes up to bat. He's 0 for 1. Fly to deep center in the 3rd. Here's the pitch to Sanguin, and this is going to be another fly ball left field, but Baylor doesn't really have to move for this one. Easy out. That's 3. We go to the top of 5. No runs off of 2 hits. No errors. For the Tampa Bay Deluge Dodgers, we're going to see Mark Teixeira followed by Wills and then Grich. Teixeira is 0 for 1. The pitch from Candelaria. And Teixeira with a fly ball to Alou. Alou comes up for that one. Makes the grab for the first out. Maury Wills, 0 for 1. Candelaria delivers. Fly ball into right field. Parker into foul territory at the wall to get that one. That's 2 outs. We are seeing some fantastic play by these outfielders to make big grabs, cover lots of ground, and make all these outs. Bobby Grich, second baseman for Tampa, comes up. He's 0 for 2. The pitch, and he's going to draw a walk. That's the first walk given up by John Candelaria, who has 2 strikeouts, 64 pitches. He's now going to face off against Sisto Lezcano. Lezcano, grounder to Leach. Leach fires across the diamond to Stargell. That is the 3rd out. We go to the bottom of 5. Where Tampa Bay still leads the Carpathian Wolves 2-1. And for Carpathian, we're going to see Seymour, Leach, and Alou. They're at the top of their lineup. And would somebody please get a stretcher? We got a bat boy down here. Looks like he's on the ground. He might have got hit by a foul ball or something. Somebody get a stretcher for that guy. All right, Seymour with the pitch. A liner to Madlock. He gloves that one for the first out. That brings up Tommy Leach. Tommy Leach, 0 for 2. Lincecum delivers to Leach. And this is going to be a grounder to Gritch. Gritch fields that one cleanly, throws over to Sheriff for the second out. Moises Alou comes up to bat. Doubled in the first and walked in the third. Lincecum to Alou. This is a big fly ball in left field. Oh, this one is going to be gone just to the right of that foul line. Big hit by Moises. 374-foot home run. His first home run of the game, end of the season. Don Baylor just tried to give chase, but that was too far over his head for him to even come close to it. Lincecum just watched it go. So Lincecum gives up his first home run of the game. That's 6 hits now for Lincecum allowed. 1 walk, 5 strikeouts, 91 pitches. Stays on the mound to face off against Parker. Parker, who's 1 for 2. With 2 outs, the 0-2 pitch. Gritch makes a fantastic diving stop at second. Flings it over to Teixeira to get that third out. Wow, what a great job by Gritch to field that one and still make the throw to get that last out. That sends the game to the top of 6, where Carpathian got 1 run off of 1 hit. Of course, it was that solo shot home run over left field wall to tie the game up. Both teams with 6 hits each. Both teams with 2 runs each. The Wolves have left 5 stranded. Tampa have left 3 stranded. Here in the top of 6, we're going to see Kemp, Baylor, and Howard for Tampa. Kemp is 2 for 2. Lined a single to left in the first and grounded a triple down the first base line in the fourth. Candelaria with 71 pitches. 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. Here's the delivery. Kemp, fly ball to left field. Moises back will make that grab. And we have an injury. Matt Kemp swung so hard, pulled a back muscle or something. He's out for the game. So we'll have to see who comes in to relieve him when they take the field. But that brings up Don Baylor, who's 0 for 1. Singled his first at bat. And this is going to get into center field. So Baylor with his second hit of the game. He stands on first with 1 out, bringing up Frank Howard, who's 1 for 2. Frank Howard grounded to third in the second, but then grounded a single up the middle in the fourth. Don Baylor staying close to the bag. Doesn't look like he's going to try and steal. Howard, this is deep into center field. Seymour gives chase to his right, makes that grab. Baylor will remain at first with 2 outs. And that's going to bring up Duke Sims, who's 0 for 2 in this game. Baylor taking a bigger lead this time. He's off and running. It's the throw. But Baylor under the tag. He gets his stolen base. So Tampa with a runner on second after that steal. Sims with a 1-0 count. And facing 2 outs. And Sims is going to draw the walk from Candelaria. That's his second walk of the game. 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Now going to face off against Bill Madlock. Bill Madlock is 1 for 2. He grounded a short his last at bat. Back in the second, he lined a single between third and short. Here's the pitch. Oh, Napoli's going to go out and talk to Candelaria. Calm him down a little bit. Here's the pitch to Madlock. Deep fly ball into right center field. This looks high, deep, and gone. A 3-run shot for Madlock. Wow, a 386-footer to right center field. 3 RBIs knocked in off that shot. Tampa goes up 5-2 over the Carpathian Wolves here in the top of 6. That'll bring up another hard-hitting Mark Teixeira, but he's 0 for 2 tonight. pitch from Candelaria.
Strike three.
He strikes him out to end
Down.
the inning. So down go the Tampa Bay Deluge Dodgers, but they score 3 runs off of 2 hits, all 3 coming off that big home run to right center field. We go to the bottom of 6, where the Wolves will have Stargell, Garner, and Napoli come up to the plate. Stargell, who's 0 for 2, Lincecum remains here on the mound, pitching with 95 pitches here to start the bottom of 6. He's given up 1 walk and struck out 5. Looking good so far, and he's going to deliver to Stargell, and he strikes out another one. That's his 6th strikeout of the game. That brings up Phil Garner, who is 1 for 2. Grounded a single in the 4th from Lincecum, and this is going to be a hard grounder to Wills. It throws over to first in time for the 2nd out. Mike Napoli comes up to the plate. He is 1 for 2. 2 outs for the Wolves, trailing by 3 here in the bottom of 6. Here's the pitch, and this is going to be a grounder. Wills will come up to get that one. Fires over to first. Teixeira gloves it. That's the 3rd out. The Wolves go down 1, 2, 3. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the top of 7, where the Tampa Bay Deluge Dodgers, the runner-up for our inaugural World Series, is leading 5-2. All right, Maury Wills comes up to the plate. He's 0 for 2 so far. Here's the pitch to Wills. This is going to get into right center field for a base hit. Back to Garner at cutoff. Wills now at first. Grich comes up 0 for 2. Grich is up to bat. Wills on first, taking a very big lead. He's off and running. Napoli throws to second. It's close, but Wills is under that tag. That's his first stolen base of the game and of the season. So Tampa Bay, already leading by 3, gets the leadoff single, then a stolen base. So now has a runner on 2 with no outs. Bobby Grich with the 1-0 pitch. High ball in left field, where Moises Alou will track down another one. Wills back, able to tag up because it's deep enough. Alou not able to make that throw to third to get him. Just gets it back to Cardenas at cutoff. So Wills at third. Another run right there at third base for Tampa with only 1 out. Lezcano, 1 for 3, steps up to the plate. The 1-0 pitch. Oh, this is a hard shot in left field. Lou, once again, in foul territory, near that fence line, makes a heck of a grab. That's the 3rd time he's made that same exact play in this game. Unbelievable. And Wills not able to tag up. So Wills still on third with 2 outs. That brings up Clyde Milan. Clyde Milan is the one that came in for the injury last inning. He's going to see his first at bat. And he'll get walked with his first plate appearance. So Tampa now with a runner on first and third and 2 outs brings up Don Baylor, who's 2 for 2. He singled to left center in the first. He had a sac fly in the 4th and then lined another single up the middle in the 6th. So big night for Baylor. Here's the pitch to Baylor. 2-1 pitch. This is going to be another single. That's the 3rd hit for Baylor. Will drive in the run from 3. Milan will round 2. Hoof it out to third. So Baylor with an RBI single, able to advance Milan all the way to third base. Runners on the corners. Tampa score another run. And up comes Frank Howard. Frank Howard 1 for 3. Candelaria delivers to Howard, and he gets walked. So John Candelaria is starting to show a little bit of control issues here. A pitcher like that you would think would have a little bit better game, but boy, he's struggling now. He's given up 6 runs off of 10 hits and a big home run. So he stays on the mound, and nope. Here comes Tom Hall to relieve for John Candelaria. So Tom Hall comes in. He was a 3.33 ERA, 8 wins, 7 losses, no saves from the season he comes from. He'll face off against Duke Sims with bases loaded. And this is going to get into, it's a liner to right field, but the play is made for the third out to end the inning. All right, so here in the bottom of 7, after the 7th inning stretch, Tampa was able to score 1 run off of those 2 hits, no errors. We now go to the bottom of 7, Tampa Bay 6, and the Carpathian Wolves, also known as the Goodfellas, 2. And I'm pretty sure, if I know Beatles and the Goodfellas, after that performance by John Candelaria, we all know they threw him in the fucking bathroom. So Tim Lincecum remains on the mound with 113 pitches. He's looking a little fatigued out there. He's going to face off against Leo Cardenas, the shortstop for the Wolves. He's 0 for 2. And here they're calling timeout to bring in a reliever from the bullpen. Sam McDowell is going to come in to pitch. Sam McDowell with a 2.94 ERA, 18 wins, 14 losses, 1 save from the season that he comes from. Will come in and face off against Leo Cardenas. Here's the pitch, and this is a high fly ball into left field. Don Baylor to his left makes the grab for the first out. Manny Sanguillen comes to the plate, and he's 0 for 2 in the game. McDowell pitches to Sanguillen. McDowell off the mound to get that one. Throws over to first for the second out. Nice play by McDowell to come off the mound to field that. That was a hard hit, but he was able to get to it. Cy Seymour, the leadoff batter for the Carpathian Wolves, looking to get something going. He's 1 for 3 in the game. Here's the pitch to Seymour, and this is going to get into foul territory near the first base stands. That's a souvenir. Seymour, with a full count, remains at the plate. Foul delivers to Seymour, and it's a grounder to Grich. He'll pick it up, fire to first. That's the third out. We go to the top of 8. No runs, no hits, no errors. The Wolves went down 1-2-3, trailing by 4 to the Tampa Bay Deluge Dodgers. For Tampa, we will see Madlock, Teixeira, and Wills. Madlock 2 for 3. 3 RBIs already today. Of course, he hit that 3-run, got all 3 of those in that one homer that he hit into right center field. Here's the pitch to Madlock, and he goes down on strikes this time. He swung early on that changeup, and he was ahead of that pitch. So that brings up Mark Teixeira, who's 0 for 3, struggling a bit at the plate today to face off against Tom Hall. Here's the pitch. This is going to be a grounder. Cardenas will come up to field that one. He fires to Stargell at first. That's the second out. Maury Wills, the last batter in the lineup for Tampa. He's 1 for 3. Here's the pitch, the 1-1 pitch. And, a hard grounder right back at Hall, who fields it, throws over to Stargell to make the third out. We go to the bottom of 8. Again, no runs, no hits, no errors. But the Carpathian Wolves trailing by 4 here in the bottom of 8. They have 6 outs to try and score 4 runs. For the Wolves, we're going to see Leach, Alou, and Parker. Leach, 0 for 3. Not having a very good day. Needs something to happen here, but he goes down on strikes. Another swing and a miss for Leach. Moises Alou, 2 for 2. He hit a solo homer in the 5th. See if he can get something going for the Wolves. And he does that. It's a grounder to Grich. He'll fire over to Teixeira at first for the second out. That brings up Dave Parker. Dave Parker, who's 1 for 3. Takes the 1-2 pitch. Drives this into left field. Over Baylor's head, off the wall. Parker with a stand-up double. Baylor gets that ball gets the ball off the carom, fires over to 3 to hold Parker at 2. The Wolves, with 2 outs, at least have a runner on second. Maybe try to get a little bit of something back here, trailing by 4. Willie Stargell, who's 0 for 3, looking to get a hit here. And Rich Reese is going to come. The manager's sending Rich Reese in to pinch hit.
Dead ball.
And, well, he got hit by the pitcher. So Reese comes in to pinch hit, takes the free bag off the hit by pitch. Phil Garner, who is 1 for 3 in the game, grounded to short his last at bat, has 2 runners on. Needs to trying to drive those runners in to get this score a little closer. Facing 2 outs, McDowell. This is going to be a grounder. Gritch has to come to his left to get that in time to first. That'll be the 3rd out. So Carpathian Wolves leave those 2 stranded, unable to score any runs to close up this gap. We go to the top of 9. No runs off of 1 hit. No errors. For Tampa, they're at the top of their lineup with Gritch, followed by Lezcano and Milan. Gritch 0 for 3. 1-2 pitch.
Strike 3.
He goes down on strikes. That'll bring up Lezcano. He's 1 for 4. Fly to shallow down left field line in the 7th, his last at bat. The 1-1 pitch. And this will be a grounder to Leach at 3rd. He'll fire across to Reese in time for the 2nd out. Clyde Milan comes up to the plate. He walked in the 7th. Of course, he came in for the injured player. So this is only his 2nd plate appearance. Tom Hall fires. Cardenas will field that one at short. Fires to first. Reese gloves it. That's the 3rd out. So we go to the bottom of 9. This is the last chance. Batters 7, 8, and 9 for the Wolves to get these runs back. Napoli will lead this off for the Wolves. He is 1 for 3. He lined a single in the 4th, struck out in the 2nd, and grounded in the 6th to short. Here's the 1-2 pitch.
Strike 3.
He goes down on strikes, so McDowell with 2 strikeouts. Big strikeout here to lead off the bottom of 9. Leo Cardenas has not done much this game. Struck out, and fly to left center. 1-0 pitch. Oh, this is a hard shot in left field, though. This is going to get down for his first base hit of the game and of the season. So the Wolves trying to get something going. Has a runner on first with only 1 out. Manny Zinguian, he flied to deep center, flied to left, and then grounded to the pitcher. Looking for his first hit to keep this rally going. This is going to be a pop-up, though, towards second base. Wills will come over and make the grab. Cardenas doesn't even come off the bag. So the Wolves down to their last out, and it is the top of their lineup, Cy Seymour. Cy Seymour can definitely put this ball into play with his big average, and they need that to happen now. Here it comes, and it's going to happen into right center field for a base hit. That'll advance the runner to second. So the Wolves, with 2 outs, have runners on first and second. Leach comes up, trying to keep the rally going. Leach 0 for 4. Grounded to short, grounded to the pitcher, grounded to second, struck out. He's grounded all over the place. Let's see what happens here. The Leach. Oh, it's a wild pitch. That's going to advance both runners. Both runners advance to second and third. So Leach with a 2-0 count. In good position here. Let's see what happens. McDowell delivers. It's a grounder to Gritch at second. He's going to fire to the sheriff. That's going to end the game. The Wolves go down to the Tampa Bay Deluge Dodgers 6-2. Let's take a look at the box score. For Tampa, they had 10 hits, 6 runs, no errors. Carpathian had 9 hits, 2 runs, no errors. Lincecum went 6 innings, gave up 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 1 home run, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts. McDowell came in to finish out the game, pitched 3 full innings, 3 hits, no runs, 2 strikeouts. Candelaria went 6 2/3, gave up 10 hits, 6 runs, all earned, 1 home run, walked 4, struck out 3. Not a very good start for John Candelaria. Tom Hall came in and pitched 2 1/3. No hits, struck out 2. That was a great performance from Hall. At bat, Kemp went 2 for 3. Baylor went 3 for 3. And Madlock 2 for 4 for Tampa. Over on Carpathian side, Seymour had 2 hits out of 5. Alou went 2 for 3 with, of course, that home run. Parker went 2 for 4. And we can't forget that huge home run by Madlock to drive in 3 RBIs. The game MVP goes to Don Baylor, who went 3 for 3. So, okay, there you go. So Don Baylor will be awarded the MVP player of the game. So congratulations to Jamie for his first win here in opening day. All right, well, we've gone a little over 2.5 hours. Saw 4 games. It's been a good opening day so far here in the second season. I'm sure we're going to hear lots more trade talk going forward. We had a great first season, and there's no doubt we're going to have a fantastic second season. It's going to be interesting. Lots of teams are coming in, turning around. We're going to see Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth will make his appearance this year in the Field of Dreams. Okay, I don't know what that is. But anyways, Babe Ruth is going to make his appearance. We saw Ty Cobb. We're going to see, we saw Barry Bonds. So we're going to see a lot of great players this season. So I hope everybody enjoyed the stream, enjoyed all of the games. There were some close ones, some good ones. Thank you to Clue, who was first in the park. Thank you to Bernie. Carlos came in. Slashed was here. Thank you. Carlos Yaz. Let's see who else. Jamie was here. Steve came by. Beatles. Who else did we see here? Will Toole came in. I hope you made it in time to see your game. Night Raven was here. Who else did we? Mike Silva, Mr. Silva, welcome, came in. Let's see who else. Aaron Reed for the first time came in. Thank you for subscribing today. I appreciate Aaron. I hope you enjoyed your game today. Who else? Anyone else? Let's see. Okay, we got somebody going crazy over on the soundboard on, I thought I had that muted, but I guess I didn't. And so if I missed anybody, I apologize. Thanks again for coming by. I hope everybody enjoyed the game. I'm going to zip up this file and send it off to Bernie. Bernie is going to, Bernie, if you can maybe give us a quick shout out about what time you think you're going to go on tomorrow with your game. Bernie's going to broadcast a game tomorrow. He'll zip it up, send it off to the next broadcaster. Like I said, we're going to make sure that every single team gets to see their opening day or opening weekend, whatever week games. So everybody can see their team play this first week. Okay, I don't know who's doing that, but I'll just close this down and that'll be the end of that. Bernie's going to go on tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern. So please make sure everybody, if you can, check out Bernie's stream at 1 p.m. Eastern.
Holy cow!
He's going to see the Canada and Chicago game. So that's it for me. Thanks, everybody. We will see everybody over in Discord. I'm sure we'll have a lot of good discussions tonight. And thanks for coming by. Good night, all.